All right, here we go. Bricc Baby, welcome back to VladTV.
Man, I'm back. Hold on. There might be some magic in the air. I'm back, baby.
Yeah, you're officially a repeat guest now.
Oh, my God.
Yes,
Don't
you got
tell
that
them
status.
that. Don't tell them that because then I get more hate mail to the house and people wanting to cut my throat, man.
Okay, first of all, I want to ask you what your favorite number is.
So,
what's your favorite number?
My favorite number before I got into like numbers and spiritual healing stuff like that, it was 6 because I grew up in the 60s. So it's always automatically 6. But now I'm in number 9 is my favorite number. Completion.
Okay. Are you sure it's not the number 4?
I'm over here trying to be serious.
Are you sure it's not number 4?
Right now it's 5th. I'm gonna go 5. I plead the 5th.
Okay, you see where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah, man.
You walked right into it.
Yeah, he didn't
you walked
wait for
right
the blow.
into it.
You got me.
Okay, because since our last interview, Lil Durk and 5 co-conspirators have been arrested for murder for hire.
Yeah.
In the situation where Quando Rondo's cousin, Lil Pop, got killed in L.A. When you go through the paperwork, it says that the location where Quando Rondo and his crew were staying in L.A. was provided by co-conspirator 4. And right when it happened, a whole bunch of people started to say Bricc Baby is co-conspirator 4. In fact, I had Wack100 on my show, and I think he was trying to imply the same thing.
So they said that I, or co-conspirator number 4, is I'm the one that provided the location to OTF.
Lil Durk, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, nah. You know what I mean? Like, I know it looks... I wouldn't be right here doing all this first and foremost if I was co-conspirator number 4. Now, the way the world's working, some snitches are playing into their snitch role or into their roles, but at this point, like, that's really my homeboy. Would it be
who's your homeboy?
Durk.
Durk, okay.
Durk. Me and Quando Rondo, when this happened, me and Quando Rondo had officially talked 3 to 4 times already. And I ain't said this nowhere else, but me and Quando Rondo had let their beef be their beef and our relationship be our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't no buddy, you know what I mean? But you might need some mentorship, you know what I mean? Like you ain't had no dudes or so. At that point, I wouldn't have been the one to provide a location, and I doubt that Quando Rondo will let me know where he's at when he's in LA. Like, I know that we talked a couple times, but you know, fat meat ain't greasy, because had I been in the streets and been low on money and somebody called me like, hey, I got 60,000 if you could tell me where bro at, or 100, they might know where he at.
Well, the reason why they tried to pin it on you was because after that incident, Quando said that he's no longer a rolling 60. He's putting his flag down. And people started trying to kind of connect the dots and say, well, he is renouncing being a rolling 60 because co-conspirator 4 was probably a rolling 60 also, and he feels backdoored by the crew that he was associated with, allegedly, and blah, 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 blah.
It makes sense. It depends on when they come out who co-conspirator number 4 is, then it all makes sense. You get what I'm saying? Like that do make sense. Like, it makes sense what the world is saying, but It's like, y'all didn't crack the code this time. I know the fans usually solve the case, but y'all didn't crack the code this time. This how I feel. It either could have been that it was somebody that was tied in, that dropped the low. It definitely, the 2 big names that they thinking of, I doubt it's them. And I know I'm one of the big names or whatever the case is. But how I feel like it went, I feel like it's like he might have caught in like, huh, they just slid on us down here in L.A. You gotta look at it this way. They just slid at us down here in LA, cuz can y'all help us hop in the field? Like, da. And the homies probably didn't give them no helping hand due to the fact that you ain't been involved with us the whole time you been growing. You get what I'm saying? Like the young dudes that hop in the field with him, he should have been came to LA and snatched him up and kicked it with him. And all it take is to pull up, post some rose, post some lean or whatever the case is, kick it for a couple hours, make them feel like they really your friend. You get what I'm saying? And maybe you'll have more people. Like some people just pop in, go take pictures to get on. You know what I mean? They don't check on nobody's well-being. So now when you get into some smoke, like, whoa, bro, I came down there. Like, yeah, came and took pictures with us a couple times. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have a close relationship with nobody on this side of the fence enough to where they probably will play ball for you. And when he seen that, he probably dropped it too. I don't know. It could go either way, though. He could have been backdoor.
So let's talk about the whole situation, because I went through the paperwork piece by piece, not only Lil Durk's indictment, but also the other 5 guys.
Okay.
So I know exactly what the feds have put out there.
So the 21 pages that we got the first time was just on Durk?
Well, there's 2 different indictments.
Okay.
I have both of them.
Okay.
You're able, this is public information.
Yeah, I know.
People like to say I'm the feds, whatever else. No, you can actually look it up on the internet.
You just know how to access these websites.
I know how to access, I know how to do Google searches. I found the actual
Bro.
paperwork. Not that hard to find.
My ex-girlfriend's mom got y'all beat by 100. By like 1,000. Like, I got with this girl from Tampa. She was white. Her mom ran my stuff. She told her he has 2 court dates coming up. He went to jail for this. He's been to jail for this as a juvenile. He did this, that. And I'm like, this LA. Like, how is she finding all of this out? Like, she knew what I was going to court for with that. You know how they'll just give you like felony online? She knew what the case was, but go ahead.
So on August 18th, 2022, one day before the murder, OTF members learned that Quando Rondo was staying in a specific hotel in LA from a longtime OTF affiliate, Co-Conspirator 4. We still don't know who this is. So at that point, they took a one-way flight. OTF Didi, OTF Boogie, Flocka Brown Eyes, and Co-Conspirator 2. And the flight was purchased using an OTF credit card. And there's a text message from Durk saying, don't book no flights under no names involved with me. And they booked a flight with a credit card involved
The
with it.
OTF credit card.
An
That's
OTF
why
credit
I'm
card.
like, what? Did you not read the text? Like, what's going on?
Right. The same day, Lil Durk and OTF Vonnie flew to LA as well in a private jet.
Yeah. I believe Vonnie works for OTF. I don't think he's a street dude. Vonnie is like Durk's assistant, I think.
Well,
So I'm just like, from me knowing them. My bad.
Okay.
But
No,
for me
good.
knowing them, I'm just giving a breakdown overall who Vonnie is. He's not a gangster. Well, I don't know. He might be, but I know that he's on the payroll as far as handling business for OTF.
I don't know any of these guys. I know Durk.
Yeah,
I knew him a while ago.
So
but,
I'm giving the fans a better.
Right. Once they actually get to LA, OTF Vonnie rents all the guys that came in on the big plane rooms at the Sheraton Universal Hotel using a credit card in Durk's name.
Maybe Durk wasn't talking to them about.
Hey, listen,
That's what I said. Listen,
innocent
what if
until
he was
proven
like,
guilty.
man, don't book nothing in my name, bro, because y'all stay smoking and shit. Then I can't go to the hotels.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah,
Who knows?
yeah.
Who knows?
All right.
Right. But Durk flies in to LA on a private plane with OTF Vonnie. OTF Vonnie goes and gets a white BMW from a rental company with a GPS in it. And they get a white Infiniti with fake license plates. Vonnie also goes to Big 5 Sporting Goods.
Those are called strikers. Those are what you call strikers, the Infinity.
Vonnie also goes to Big 5 Sporting Goods and buys 4 ski masks.
Now,
And the GPS in the car puts him there at the time the ski masks were purchased. He bought them in cash. That's how he was trying to get around it. They're not going to catch me.
But you're in the rental
I'm going
car.
to pay cash.
You're pinging, and you. I
Right.
mean,
and there's cameras in the store.
But-
There's a receipt when you buy them. Like it's all registered.
That's cool too, though, Vlad. But that's how you know somebody working, though. How do they even know to check the GPS of where you stopped and shopped that day? You get what I'm
Well,
saying?
after the fact, they went back. They got the car. They
Yeah.
checked the GPS.
Yeah, but then they had to. So that BMW, they been had the license plate number since when?
That BMW, they found the BMW tied to the murder eventually. Figured out it was a rental, tied the rental, tied him buying it. There's cameras in the store.
Somebody's working.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. For them to get play-by-play of him stopping to buy a ski mask, that ain't just them working and just following every camera, because this happened
2 years
before.
ago. Yeah.
It happened before the murder. You get what I'm saying?
Day before the murder, right.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. So it's like, it's definitely somebody working that's in their crew. That's what we got to.
Well, Vonnie then meets Flocka Brown Eyes and co-conspirator 2 and gave them guns, including what appears to be a Glock with a switch. Right. This is the guy that flew in with Durk on the same flight.
Yeah. On a PJ, though.
On a PJ. Exactly.
So
then the day of the murder, August 19, 2022.
Are we saying that he met up with somebody in L.A. and got some firearms,
That's
or
what
are
they
you
say.
saying that they
That's what they
flew
say.
in?
I don't know. Hard to say.
Yeah.
Did they have the guns on the private jet? Did they get them from someone in L.A.?
Yeah.
That part is not in the paperwork.
Okay.
All I can go off is what's in the paperwork.
Oh no, I'm not reading, so I'm reading through.
I
you
read
right
through
now.
it.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
say where they got the guns, but he met up with all those guys. They're staying in the hotel room under Durk's name to give him a bunch of guns.
Yeah.
So then, August 19, 2022, the day of the murder, Quando Rondo, Lil Pob, and others start to leave their hotel in Los Angeles in an Escalade. The white BMW rental, driven by OTF Vonnie, same guy with the PJ, with Flocka Brown Eyes and co-conspirator 2, and the white Infiniti with fake license plate, starts to follow Quando's car for hours. There's literally footage of Quando's Escalade with them following right behind him for hours.
Quando spoke on this stuff.
What did he
Quando
say?
spoke on this in an interview.
What did he say?
He said that when I was talking to him, didn't he say that everywhere he went, a car was following him, and he kept on seeing that car, and they didn't want him because they seen him multiple times before the shooting happened, and he was by himself where they could have had it clean. He said he seen that car multiple times.
Well, yeah, here's what's interesting was that at one point, Quando's car stops at a marijuana dispensary in downtown.
Yeah.
Nothing happens. They stop at a clothing store on Melrose.
At the Babe store.
Nothing happens. Oh, that was the Babe store?
Yeah, I think Quando said it in the interview to me.
Okay. But this whole time, he, I don't know if he's getting out by himself or multiple people, whatever, but they're just following the car the whole
I
time.
think what Quando quoted, and I'm not, if I'm wrong, if he didn't say it in that, I my bad for talking too much, because it might have been on the phone. But I know he said something around that on the interview, and he said that it was multiple times where he was by himself, and he seen that car and they could have did something, and they didn't. And he didn't feel like the hit was for him.
Well, then at one point, they stop at a mobile gas station across the street from the Beverly Center. Lil Pob, Quando's cousin, gets out to pump gas. Then at that point, the BMW pulls up to the gas station. 3 shooters, Flocka Brown Eyes and co-conspirator 2, they get out with the BMW wearing the black ski masks that were purchased from the sporting goods store.
Wait. They get out of the BMW
Yes.
with the license plates on it.
Yes.
And
the BMW drives off.
That's rented to, has a connection back to.
Right. They get out of the
either Vonnie
BMW.
or Durk.
Exactly. They get out of the BMW. The BMW with Vonnie driving drives off. The 3 shooters, approach the Escalade and they fire off at least 18 rounds.
Was the car on camera pulling up? Had to be.
I have
It's
pictures.
Beverly
I have
Hills.
pictures of it. Yeah, the shooters are on camera. The whole thing is on camera.
Damn, funny.
Lil Pob gets killed. Then the shooters jump to the Infiniti with the fake license plate, and then that Infiniti drives off.
They should have pulled up in that Infiniti. Not like that. Like that car, the pull up and jumping out that BMW might be the main hit.
Yeah.
So the police probably been knew.
Right.
Yeah.
So then around 50 minutes after the shooting, OTF Vonnie, Flocka, OTF Didi arrive in that same BMW at an In-N-Out burger. Brown Eyes and co-conspirator 2 arrive at the same In-N-Out in a black SUV, and they start to discuss what just happened. And one of the discussion points is that Flocka and Brown Eyes need to get paid for the shooting.
So who is co-conspirator number 2? Name ain't
We don't know that. And that's the person that seems to be cooperating. Now, if you have one of the shooters cooperating, you got a big problem on your hands.
So co-conspirator 2 is one of the shooters.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So I thought that
Flocka, Brown
Boogie,
Eyes, and co-conspirator 2, the 3 shooters.
I thought that Boogie, Didi, and Flocka was the shooters.
Flocka is a shooter. Brown Eyes is a shooter. And co-conspirator 2.
So where's this Boogie dude come from that's supposed to be a shooter?
I'm not seeing Boogie as a shooter. I'm seeing him as one of the co-conspirators in the whole situation, according to the paperwork.
Yeah, I ain't ready, so that's why I'm like, because I had dropped the song amidst the rumors of me doing it, and I say the way Boogie do his thing, he need $1 million plus. But I was talking about my little homie Boogie in jail, and it just happens to be a coincidence that it's somebody named Boogie in the paperwork. So now the internet like, oh, he was telling. I've never met this man a day in my life. So like I never met Jam. I met Didi, Vonnie, and Durk. I don't know who the other people are.
Well, after they meet up at the In-N-Out, a few hours after the shooting, Flocka, Brown Eyes, OTF Didi, OTF Boogie, and co-conspirator 2 board a one-way flight from San Diego back to Chicago.
Right after?
Yeah. The same day, a few hours after the shooting. Credit card, once again, an OTF credit card. And then, according to the paperwork, OTF Didi pays Flocka and Brown Eyes for their role in the murder.
So, yeah, so somebody has to be working, because at the end of the day, they never said a price. They've never said how the money was sent out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're guessing it's cash. We gonna take you know what I mean?
These days you don't know.
Yeah.
They may have Zelded over.
Hope, that's what I'm like. We will hope, if it's even true,
it might
though,
be PayPal.
Because
it wouldn't surprise me at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Look.
No, I want buyer's protection. PayPal it to me.
That's crazy as hell. Yeah. Because like at the end of the day, they very sloppy if it's true. I just feel like with the murder for hire, to prove that it was murder for hire, these things that they do have to have on Durk. How much money was spent?
Mm-hmm.
How did it get funded? Who touched the money? You know what I'm saying?
Well, they say, according to
Didi.
the paperwork, that OTF Didi paid the shooter.
Yeah, but this
on behalf of Durk is what they're saying. So they're saying that Durk gave Didi the money and Didi gave the shooters the money.
Okay, so they have to prove that beyond reasonable doubt.
Correct.
So they have to have some type of receipt of that.
Yeah.
So the murder for hire is going to be very, conspiracy to commit murder, maybe. But the murder for hire, they did not, the whole time, TB is not Lil Pop. Isn't that Quando Rondo's name in the paperwork, TB?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so you were paid to hit TB. If you were paid to hit. TB never got hit.
Right. But his cousin gets hit. So
yeah,
you would think that there would still be some sort of payment. If let's just say the payment was $100,000, it might be like $10,000 or $20,000.
My defense is this. My defense for as Durk is this shit. If y'all saying that he was supposed to die and I paid somebody to kill somebody else, like it's not making sense. It's not adding up to me.
It makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah, it does. But when you're doing the beyond reasonable doubt, and you're here in front of these jurors, those little loopholes, you can kind of, because he only has a couple little loopholes.
Right.
The text message, hey man, y'all been doing bunk in the Airbnbs and my car's been getting canceled. I can't add them to no more hotel rooms or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can wiggle, but the feds ain't coming. The scariest shit is that the feds came to get them.
Right. This is not the
not-
YSL state case.
Yeah, it's not LAPD.
This is feds.
Exactly. So it's
And
like,
it took him 2 years to put this together. 2 years. People didn't get arrested the next day. It took 2 years.
yeah, man.
2 years, and there's about 5 or 6 co-conspirators altogether, because there's other co-conspirators in the other paperwork and so forth and so forth. So look, 2 years pass. Then on October 17, 2024, a grand jury returned an indictment for Lil Durk, OTF Vonnie, OTF Didi, OTF Boogie, Flocka, and Brown Eyes for murder for hire. And the conspiracy to commit murder for hire resulting in the death of Lil Pob. Discharge of firearms and a machine gun in furtherance of a crime of violence resulting in death. Then October 24th, law enforcement arrests Vonnie, Flocka, Brown Eyes, OTF Didi, and Boogie.
Were these people, did they kick in everybody's house?
Bunch of houses got
Okay.
searched. A bunch of houses in Chicago associated with OTF members.
Okay.
Right after all these guys get arrested, the FBI got a notification from U.S. Customs and Border Protection stating that Lil Durk has been booked on 2 international flights, one way. One to Switzerland and one to Dubai. And it's noted in the paperwork that Dubai does not have an extradition policy with the U.S. Durk does not board any of these 2 flights. Then they get another alert from U.S. Customs and Border Protection that there's a private flight booked from Miami to Italy.
So he'd still be on the streets if he didn't try to fly out.
No, because he was already indicted.
So they were coming for him that day.
Exactly.
But it's just like, all right, the feds
He
are
was
stupid,
just last
right?
on the list of people getting picked up.
Okay, but the feds are stupid. They had an eye on him that whole day.
Well, I'm not sure if they knew where he was exactly, because on his way to the airport of the private flight, he gets picked up by the feds
Yeah.
in the vicinity of the airport.
Oh, so they just was probably just waiting for him instead of following him around.
Yeah, so they're following him around. Okay, he booked some flights. We'll just wait at the airports.
Damn.
He gets arrested. Everyone's held without bond. Right now, all of them are in jail, facing life in prison, potentially the death penalty.
So why didn't any other co-conspirators get picked up? Do you feel like all the other co-conspirators are working? Because it's like they know everybody now.
Well, there's other co-conspirators in the paperwork. There's, Durk's managers in the paperwork, because Durk got booked for an Airbnb while he was in LA. He didn't stay in the hotel with the other guys. He's not being charged with anything. It's this, I believe, Nigerian guy, OA, I think. And the other guys were just...
You talking about Ola?
Yeah, exactly. So the other guys are in the paperwork, but they didn't necessarily do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Being an OTF member doesn't mean you're a criminal, but if you were involved in this particular crime, then you're getting picked up.
Yeah. But it say, well, what I'm saying is there's still 3 co-conspirators that haven't been picked up, right?
I'm not sure.
3, 4, and 5?
There's 4, 3. It's a little hazy because 3 might be Vonnie.
Yeah.
And 5, I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's a little murky right now because it's still early in the process.
Yeah. Because I'm like, some of the co-conspirators that seem like are the people that got picked up also. Like, I feel like Didi is, like, his role was a co-conspirator role too.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. The whole thing's a mess. And, you were getting blamed for it to the point where Terrence Gangster Williams called me. He's like, hey, man, your boy Bricc Baby just got picked up by the feds.
Oh, wow.
I said, yo, I'm about to have an interview with him. Hold on. Let me
you
check. So I called you. I'm like, yo, you okay? You called me like, yo, what's up? I'm like, all right.
Yeah, long as I talk to him. But yeah, this is the biggest fight of their life. Like, I don't have not a doubt in my mind if I'm going to jail or not. I ain't going to jail on this case. You're not going to ever see my name. You're not going to see anything nothing like that. So I've never got the butterflies over the case. That being my close friend and just seeing how what he's up against over the decisions that he made, you know what I'm saying, over him having enough money to make these decisions, is kind of like, you know, you learn from people's mistakes, and I don't want to say that he's guilty, but it's just like, I've been just in awe, like, damn, you really played yourself out the streets like that, like all the shit we been through, like this little shit, some rap shit got a nigga up out the way.
Well, you said, I remember when you did an interview on No Jumper, like right after this happened, you said that if you actually knew Quando's address, you would have given it to Durk.
Just like on some loyalty, I just said that again right here. I said, had I been low on some money or something and somebody just called my phone and I had a location, like Adam even agreed to that. He like, damn, I ain't even think about it like that. Like, damn, if I gave up somebody's location, I'd be fighting a murder too. Like, he had to think about it, but I'm just like, me knowing myself and the loyalty that I got to certain people, like, that was a layup.
Really?
It was a layup.
I would not involve myself. If I knew someone wanted to kill somebody, I would not put myself in that situation under no circumstance. If I knew exactly where that person was staying, if they were right there in my house or they were right down the street, because now you're part of a murder if it actually happens.
I'm from another breed of nigga. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. But it ain't, that's what I'm saying. I ain't been that thirsty. But just like, all right, what I'm saying is like, take away 7 years, 8 years of my life in I was 28 years old. Somebody called me like that. The man was fried. That's what I'm saying. Like, to put some like clarity to what I'm saying. Like, at the point in time I'm in my life right now, like I wouldn't have touched that shit. But back in the day, oh man, it was a layup.
Well, this whole rumor about OTF Jam started to circulate. Yeah. And it started to really get bigger and bigger. Me and Wack100 talked about it. I talked to a few other people, and we were actually supposed to do an interview with OTF Jam. We were kind of speaking back and forth, but it kind of just fizzled out at one point.
Wait, since all the stuff happened?
Since all the stuff happened.
Oh, yeah. Wow. He not locked up?
Well, see, I'm not sure, because people are saying that he's actually locked up over a gun case. Remember, there's one video circulating saying he got killed in Chicago, and people are like, no, that's not true because he's locked up right now. This is something else.
Act looked him up.
Is he locked up?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know who was on the. Maybe we're probably just talking to scammers, or maybe he wanted to do a phone interview or something.
Yeah, his manager is working his DMs though, because I watched one of King Yella's skits, or one of his reactions to what was going on, and he was reading off the DMs from Jam's page to Yella. So I felt like either his management or brother or sister, you know, whoever working his page.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've heard different things. I'm not sure if the Wire thing is true or not. Like I've heard lots of accusations, but you can't judge it off accusations.
I mean, so he willing to do an interview with Vlad right now?
Allegedly, but it never happened. So I can't say that he himself
because he telling
actually want to do it.
He either telling if he or he really trying, because it's like, listen, if you this close to the situation, like people think I'm closer to the situation than I really am, and that's why I'm going out my way to show people like, if he
has nothing with the situation, then an interview makes sense.
Yeah,
but it's like, no, I did not wear a wire. Blah blah, because people are like creating a whole thing because there's videos of him getting out of prison and Durk gave him $50,000 and a place to live, and he's even talking about how he overdid it for me. I wasn't expecting this type of welcome. And
yeah, but what OTF affiliates is clearing it up that he's not a snitch?
Well, no OTF affiliates are saying anything right now. If you're OTF right now, you're just shutting the fuck up.
Kinda, but then you got Bezu, he made some sense, like, and I know he probably was trying to clear his boy, but he made some sense, like, how are you talking about murder for hire and them boys was cool with Vine? Like, who get paid for get back with their close friend?
Well,
in the gang world, you supposed to just slide off of anger. Like, you ain't really supposed to get nothing when they hit your boy.
Okay, but Brown Eyes and Flocka are not OTF.
Oh, for real?
I was told they're supposed to be vice lords. I'm not sure though.
Okay.
I spoke to someone who's unnamed who said, no, those guys are not BDs. Those guys are vice lords. So those may have just been, from the outside looking in, maybe these guys are just known to be shooters and they just brought them in for this particular job and
some VLs.
offer them a whole bunch of money and,
it was business at that point, right?
I mean, what stuns me is that at no point did someone look at Durk and say, hey, this is a bad idea. We're all going to get caught. We're all going to prison forever.
Everybody wanted that bag and they wanted that validation. They wanted the bag and they wanted to up their stain. They wanted to up their rank in the process, man. You get what I'm saying? Like, everybody was blinded by a couple dollars and nobody was there to be like a brother figure if all this is true.
Right, because in the paperwork, the FBI states, in addition to OTF status as a rap collective, OTF also acts in association in fact of individuals who engage in violence, including murder and assault, at the direction of Lil Durk, and to maintain their status in OTF.
But the feds put a whole lot of...
I understand. I'm not saying it's true.
Yeah, that's what I said, though. I said the same shit, though. Like, yeah, some people will do it just because it's like, you don't have too many friends that'll tell you, like what you doing. Like, you'll have a friend right there with you and you'll be snorting fentanyl. And you got the money and they ain't gonna tell you, like, nigga, you killing yourself. You get what I'm saying? They gonna let you keep on tearing yourself down. Like, you get, like, it's a lot of do-boys out here. It ain't too many friends that's gonna tell you, like, hey, this a bad idea. Or, you know what I mean? Like, everybody just gonna go with the play.
Yeah, I mean, this is why you need to surround yourself with equals, not with, underlings, essentially, that are just working for you and depending completely on your money. If you have someone that has just as much money or more than you, when you run ideas by them, they're going to say, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I got to know D-Thing, his older brother, for a little bit back when we were cool.
That was my boy.
And he seemed like the calm and collected one.
Level-headed.
Like, and I honestly feel that if he was still alive,
none of this
would have happened. Because I think Durk probably would have ran it by him because he would have felt safe because it's his older brother.
Exactly.
His older brother would have been like, you're crazy.
Nah, we ain't doing that.
We're not doing this.
Yeah.
Because I said, because I had a tweet that went viral, World Star picked it up and everything else like that, where I basically said, if you look at a bunch of my interviews, I would always tell rappers, hey, listen, like, if you really want to survive and prosper, and you have beef in your city, go to a different state. Nobody's stupid enough to get on a plane and fly out to kill you.
Yeah, gangsters don't travel to kill. Wrong again.
And I'm like, well, today I was proven wrong. Durk was stupid enough to actually do this.
But if it's true what he did, it like I said, you got to learn from everybody's mistakes. I don't think that I would have ever did that. We would have been in Sprinter vans and shit. Like, it would have. My whole thing is, if you was gonna pay, and this is an overall, if you was gonna pay, you'd pay somebody that was already there.
Right.
Like, because the extra movement is what essentially
right
got everybody ran down.
You got a whole bunch of guys involved in the murder who are flying on one-way tickets and then flying back the same day of the murder. Yeah. They're staying in a hotel for one night. They're buying ski masks in L.A. Never a reason to wear a ski mask in L.A., right? Yeah. It's never that fucking cold in L.A.
Yeah, because I'm like, you could have just, like, damn, could have just called the Bricc.
Yeah.
The Bricc would have made it happen.
Yeah. And now everyone's sitting in jail. And I know Durk is probably thinking, this beef really wasn't that serious now that I think about it.
No,
King Von kind of had it coming. He's the one that attacked Quando. Quando was just a victim. He didn't even kill my friend King Von. I'm actually trying to get back at the person who didn't even do it. He was just a victim.
Yeah, and that was my whole thing. Like, damn, I think that it would have been a little bit easier to try to get, and I'm not trying to, listen, Lil Tim and Quando, don't think that I'm over here just wishing that y'all have hell on yourself. So, it both sides. Like, I'm just stating in media what I'm about to state. It would have been easier to find out where that man was on probation, what address he was on the ankle monitor to, and just went and ransacked. If you was gonna travel like you just did, you could have just got Lil Tim. Figured out something and figured out because he been on Ank Bank for what?
Yeah, for a while.
Yeah, so he can't go nowhere. He on Ank Bank. He grounded. So, you know what I mean? It would have been way easier, and I feel like nobody would have been caught because it's low profile.
Well, they probably think, for example, I just interviewed Lil Tim. The interview will be out by the time this comes out. And we talked about different locations where we're going to do it, right? Because he's on an ankle monitor. And I'm like, well, you live in Savannah. Do you want to drive up to Atlanta? Because we have a studio there. We got a camera crew. He's like, well, I'd have to bring a whole bunch of people with me. And, we'd have to travel real deep. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. We'll just do it in Savannah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Cool.
Savannah, I think these guys feel comfortable. They're surrounded by all their people.
It's all their shit.
It's all their shit.
Yeah.
They're not worried. He showed up just fine in Savannah, It was like, I interviewed Quando in Savannah. He showed up. He felt comfortable. He didn't come 100 deep. He was maybe about 5 or 6 people.
They
But
know
one
that's their
security.
city.
It's their city.
They don't know, ain't no outsiders live down here, none of that. ATL is a tourist.
Yeah.
That's headquarters
Yeah, Savannah
for
is
every
like,
state.
you could tell Savannah's not like a major hub. In fact, I couldn't even fly there directly from LA. I had to stop through Houston and
for sure.
take a connecting flight.
Yeah.
There's
no big airplanes landing right there.
Yeah,
for
no.
sure.
It's
They got an air, or you landed in Jacksonville?
No, I landed in Savannah. Savannah has its own airport.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
Because, dang, it's not too many airports in Georgia, period. It's probably that one in
Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta.
Yeah. It's a mess, man. And it's really, when you have someone who's really a top 10 rapper at the time, with songs from everybody, Drake, you know what I'm saying? Morgan Wallen, like everyone, Kanye, everyone wants to work with Durk. He does arenas.
Yeah.
Probably gets $500,000 a show.
Or $1 million.
Or maybe even $1 million for certain shows.
Certain shows, yeah.
Like Chicago.
Yeah.
He's got a bunch of kids. He's got a girl that seems to have a good relationship. Like, you're going to give all this up because you're tired of seeing Slide for Vaughn in your mentions?
I just feel bad for him because you got to think what type of pressure he under as a gangster. Like, motherfuckers.
He's not a gangster. He's a rapper.
He's a gangster, bro.
He's a rapper.
He's a gangster.
His full-time job is not being a gangster. His full-time job is rapping.
It's not no more, but when that dog in you, it's hard to shake some of them demons, Vlad. Like, I'm trying to tell you, like, he is a gangster in his head still.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you, without getting into any specifics, because I don't really know Durk like that. We've hung out a little bit. I've done some interviews with him.
Yeah.
We used to have a good relationship. He said "fuck Vlad" in a couple songs. I didn't really care at that point.
Yeah.
I never said anything in response because I'm like, whatever, it's just internet shit.
That's what
I did feel some type of way when I found out someone I am cool with, Quando, had a hit on him from this guy. You know what I mean? So that's when I felt a certain type of way. But Durk himself, has he actually put in work? Has he actually done shit himself?
Shit.
Or has he always just had people around him that would do things on his behalf or do things around him, and he kind of took credit for it to a certain degree?
But Durk was the muscle at first. That's why he kept going to jail.
For what?
He went to jail for, like, look up Durk's pistol cases and all that. Like, Durk had, like, run-ins with the law from, 2012, 11, all the way up until maybe like 15 or something like that. Like, he was like, I can't say that he was doing it himself, because once you build a name and you get that clout, it's kind of like the Young Thug thing, and everybody else got a group of gangsters that'll do it for you because you the one.
Okay, so you got arrested in 2013 with a loaded .40 caliber gun in Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got a gun charge. But carrying a gun around and actually shooting the gun and doing things with that gun is a little different. I have guns. I didn't do anything with them.
You right. And I don't want to go ahead and prove nothing else, but Little bro a gangster. He a squabbler. He got nice set of hands on him. He know how to handle himself outside. He grew up in them streets. He made it through. He
Right.
did
His
stay
dad was
on
locked up
Lamrock.
the whole time. I know about that.
Yeah. And he made it through though. What I'm saying is he lived over there in them trenches. He didn't have the money on that. You know what I mean? Wasn't
got you.
no, you know what I'm saying? And he made it out. He was smart enough to navigate through Chicago, or lucky enough to navigate through Chicago without getting killed as a kid. So that you gotta be a gangster in some form to know how to move. You get what I'm trying to tell you? I ain't saying he just the most gangster dude, but you gotta think as a gangster. And I'm not, like I said, I don't have nothing against Quando, but your brother got killed. You keep seeing comments about your brother dying. You get what I'm saying? Your cousin got killed. Your artist, your bankroll, one of your dogs, he got killed. And they make it, he's really taking that more serious than his brother because they was like the evil twins together and everybody know, like, you lost your, it's like Takeoff, if Takeoff and them was gangsters. You get what I'm saying? Like, you lost your mans, nigga, what you gonna do? He's fighting with that and he's getting money. Now, he's trying to turn the leaf. I'm with this Muslim stuff. I'm with this, but it's always the demons that's on your shoulder. Like, hey,
But do you think that he knew this was coming? So that's why he started embracing the whole Muslim thing, and he knew that if he goes to the feds, he'd probably go with the Muslim card because they're deep.
I feel like when his dad came home, he got him on his thing.
Okay.
I feel like his dad was locked in with the Muslim stuff to where it was like, this what we doing, this how you go.
It just seemed like recently, the last few months, he's going extra hard. He's wearing the robes.
Now, the extra giving back to the community and all that, now that you see the charges that's trumped up against him, like, shit, maybe, but...
Right. He did a concert, we shouted out his ops and, trying to push the peace thing. And
that was his last concert.
Exactly.
Yeah, and he thinking that they was trying to... I mean, but he did start trying to push peace probably about, what was that, 6-7 months ago is when him and J-Mane first came up with the pushing peace conversation. Yeah. I mean, to the world, they just gonna see all the negative and be like, oh, he wasn't trying to change, he was trying to get out of indictment. You get what I'm saying? To some people, like, how many losses do you take before you change?
Do you see Lil Durk cooperating to get out of this? Lil Durk has been the strongest anti-rap proponent in hip-hop, to the point where he said he wouldn't do a song with Gunna.
Yeah.
He hates Rats. Rats took his dad away, and he feels he churned out because his dad was, the way he churned out was because his dad wasn't around.
Yeah.
But he never had to deal with these types of ramifications, life in prison.
Yeah. Now you up against it.
Right.
Now you up against it.
It's one thing to not snitch if you got a gun charge and I'll just do this year, I'll do this 6 months, I'll get this probation. Life, you're never coming home, you'll never breathe fresh air. Your music career is the least of your worries. You'll never get to, raise your kids.
I feel like even if he snitch, he can't get up out of it. If they got him like that, I feel like even if he tell right now, he can't.
Well, he might know about some other stuff.
You're right, but...
if he goes and closes a whole bunch of cold case murders, that life might turn into 20. Might turn into 15.
It could.
You got a light at the end of the tunnel.
But I feel like, I just feel like if he was gonna do it, they got money, man. The way that they do it is through the lawyer, man. They how they lawyer just go in there and do some, you know what I mean? He's not never gonna make the statement. He's not gonna go to the proffer meeting. He's not gonna do that. I don't think that he's gonna do that just because of what he's going through. And I don't think that he's gonna tell no way. But they got little slick ways around some of that shit where people be working.
Well, those other guys who are now facing life in prison, the feds will sit down with him, with all those guys and say, we really want Durk. No one's ever heard of you, Didi. No one's heard of you, Brown Eyes.
Yeah.
No one's heard of you, Flocka.
Yeah.
Durk is the prize.
But Slime didn't tell either, though.
You're right.
It's like...
It's a state case, though.
Yeah, it's a state case, but his life was on the line.
It was.
It wasn't the same type of prosecutors on his ass, but his life still was on the line. So, I mean, it's a different court, but same consequence if he loses. And,
True.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people could see it through. Durk's case is a little bit more crazier than Slime's case.
Well, I
They
believe
come 10 years later after Slime case. It's like 8 years.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. What the fuck are y'all doing? You know?
Yeah, it's going to be crazy, and what I think is that there's going to be multiple conspirators who are going to fully cooperate, like fully cooperate.
I think they already did.
Durk told me to do this. On this date we met up. He said this. He said this. He said this, and he said this, and this is why I did that, etc., etc. Oh, okay, this other guy, yes, he'll corroborate my story. You get enough people that are saying the same story about you over and over again.
So
You could have a great lawyer, but at one point the lawyer's going to say, "You really want to take it to trial? You really want to face that?" Because when you take it to trial, that's when things go really bad.
yeah, I mean, or really good. It's
Yeah,
only
no,
one.
you
It's
can walk
only
away.
one option. Yeah, it's only two options. Either it's
98%
over
conviction
or-
rate, though.
But that's because it's 98% of the people. How many of them is going to trial?
No, you're right. They get the 98% is there, which includes the plea deals.
Plea deals. Yeah.
Now the trial, I'm sure, is a little bit more skewed.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, 70-30.
It's probably like a 7. Yeah, it's probably. It might be. Yeah, it might be more than that. Honestly, like, you know what I mean? Because at what point is the U.S. gonna go to trial when they know that they don't have a for sure win? They might let you go. So you get what I'm saying? They not even gonna go to trial. Also, like it goes for both sides. Like, the lawyer not gonna go to trial unless the client is like, F that, I'm not taking no deal, or he knows that he gotta win. And the DA's not going all the way to trial if they know that they could possibly get whooped. Everybody wants a W. So, come down with somebody facing 10, y'all can't get to nothing, and you can't beat them in court, offering 2 with the probation, you still
Yeah.
get your win.
Time served.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, 2 different courts, bro. This gonna be the biggest fight of their life. Durk cooperating, he put too much on it. He gonna have to eat this one, because it's like, you can't just put all that on it and then, oh, I hate rats. I just watched that last night too. I hate rats, and we all do. So you kind of gonna have to stand on what you believe in right now, because if you come home after you told, it's like, well, you just coming home to enjoy your money and your kids, like, because that rap shit over with. That shit you was talking about before, motherfucker can't believe it no more.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to pull a Gunna if he cooperates.
Yeah, but see, Gunna, I've been saying that Gunna didn't cooperate. He didn't give no extra. He never sat in no interrogation room.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
I get it. But people still called him a snitch, and he turned around and continued to have hit songs. I think he actually became bigger.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
did Woody. Woody, he snitched and just became like a...
Yeah. Now, I spoke to Woody today.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got off the phone a couple hours
he
ago.
just became a superstar after that. And
Well, but he wasn't a rapper.
Yeah.
So,
So his career couldn't be up.
There was no
He was
career.
a little bullshit rapper. He had a couple
No,
songs.
he wasn't really a rapper. I mean, listen.
Yeah, nah, he don't have no career.
No, he never had a career. He's not trying to have a career.
Is there any other? I mean
50
out
6ix9ine.
rap the snitch allegation.
Who?
50 Cent.
He has no real snitch allegation.
So what they just said, he snitched in a song.
What do you mean?
50. They remember when he first came out, the Murder Inc. dudes and all the other people were saying that he was telling on Supreme and them.
I mean, there may have been allegations, but everyone I've talked to have always said that's false, including the detectives who actually, I interviewed one of the detectives that was working on these cases and said that 50 refused to cooperate on any level.
Oh, yeah.
They tried to get him to cooperate and so forth.
So
I think the
basically-
only thing that happened
Was the song.
what, Ghetto Quran?
I guess, yeah.
Nah, but Ghetto Quran just talks about a bunch of street figures from Queens, and it was all public knowledge at that point. Nobody got arrested over that song. It was just shouting out hood stars, over the years that came from your hood. That's it.
You think that there's been any other gangster rapper that out-rapped the snitch allegation?
No, I mean, Tekashi 6ix9ine came home and wasn't really embraced and had to
Yeah,
go
he
do
ain't with
Spanish music, and now he's sort of in a weird.
Yeah,
But he's back. He's arrested again.
Yeah, he back in jail.
He actually violated his probation, his supervised release. I think they caught him with meth in his system. Yeah.
Oh, it might have been ecstasy though.
Yeah, maybe
Hopefully.
maybe that's the same thing. And also leaving the country without permission and all types of other stuff. So yeah, he's back in jail.
He just thought he was free.
Yeah.
You leave the country without permission. That's crazy. Yeah. Tekashi, I feel like everybody's tired of him.
Yep.
I think the police are even tired of him. Like you know what I mean? Like do you work with us or are you against? Like he's all over the place. Everybody, he's like easy to hate.
Well, Young Thug just got released with essentially time served.
Yeah.
And he got 15 years probation. He could face 20 years if he violates. So essentially, he's not allowed to promote gangs or gang culture in any way, shape, or form. He has to do 4 presentations or concerts a year. They're explicitly against gang violence. And he has to have no contact with any gang members or YSL affiliates. He did request to be able to do songs with Gunna.
Yeah.
Which basically gave Gunna the check mark that everyone's been waiting for.
Yeah, the validation. And I just feel like, and I said that early on. I said, everybody, you can't call Gunna a snitch. You have to wait till Thug is done with his proceedings. These are my words verbatim. You have to wait till Thug is done with his proceeding and see how he views Gunna before you call him a snitch, because they were fighting a case together and he never gave no extra information on the case. He plead out early, which makes it harder for people to go to trial in. But in Gunna's case, he's a Crip. He's not a Blood. He can't even give you some of that insight, and he wasn't around Thug when those murders actually took place. You get what I'm saying? So he doesn't have anything to tell on, but to the world, the yes ma'am, was the gun in the car yours and all that. That was just like, oh, you told.
Well, yeah, I think people had a problem with him confirming to the judge that YSL is a criminal organization and he's seen members do things in furtherance of the gang.
Yeah, and everybody plead out to that same shit.
Exactly.
They had to reword it because it was so big in Gunna's case that nobody wanted to say it, so they learned how to. But you heard the judge in Thug's case say, you gonna plead out to one out of these 3 gang charges, or you not getting out today.
Yeah.
Period. So however you want to twist it, you can say no, yes, no, low, whatever. Your ass go plea out to one of these charges today. You know what I mean? And we all do when we get caught and take a plea deal. We're saying we did it. We're snitching on ourselves. It's over with. We're taking the blame for what the fuck they putting on us.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that when you look at Young Thug's lifestyle before he got locked up, you know, they found drugs at his house and they raided his house. All his lyrics.
What amount though? Just some personal.
I'm not sure. I think it was a bunch of lean and so forth.
Yeah.
You know, a fair amount, but not a distribution amount.
Yeah.
You know, Young Thug songs are constantly dropping gang references and everything else like that. For the next 15 years, no drugs, no gangster references. You can't be around any gang members of any sort, which was his whole crew essentially. Do you think he could pull off 15 years and not violate his probation?
Yeah. He transferred his probation to California.
Oh, he's gonna live out here.
Yeah, if you heard Brian Steele, he said he has, because he's banned from Metro Atlanta.
Yeah.
So that means that he really can't be there unless he does the Alpharetta thing and all that, but that's still too tempting. So it's like, he got properties in California that he's going to go to and record or whatever. So if he transfers, and he said transfer probation, if he transfers out here, it's a little bit more lax. I don't think they're going to be, but you got Fonny and them that might be zooming in from off the Instagram. So as long as he keep everything off camera, move out here and just stay focused on you know what I mean? The lyrics ain't gonna hit the same, but the lifestyle he can get away with a little bit more out here.
Well, yeah, from what I understand, like, let's just say you have a dirty urine, you don't automatically get 15 years just for that. I heard it's like different things.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
you if you get caught with drugs for personal use, they might give you like a year or two,
or just violate you. Because essentially, you're supposed to go to jail for rehabilitation. That's what they say it's for nowadays. So, I mean, if they catch you on some J-Cat stuff, they supposed to treat you as a J-Cat. Now, if you violate with like a criminal, like violent felony, then it's a wrap.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So if he gets caught in another shooting, then yeah.
Yeah,
that's it.
Or maybe toting the pistol might get you there too.
Well, right, because his brother Funk got caught with a gun in 5 years.
It was over with. Yeah. Toting the gun, because it's like, what were you about to do with that? You know what I mean? Like toting a gun and maybe, physical battery, go to jail, any type of conspiracy of any sort, you probably go. And then if they catch you tied in with them, so I think that's really what it is, though. As long as he stay away from the YSL shit, he should be straight.
It's really not that hard not to do illegal shit, especially when you're rich.
Man.
Seriously.
I ain't even half-ass rich like that, but I mean, it's so easy to mind your business when you
seriously.
When you got...
Okay, you can legally smoke weed out here, right? So that's not going to violate your probation. If you feel unsafe, hiring security is, you don't even feel that money.
Yeah, for sure.
That's like pennies to a normal person. Okay, you can't associate with any gang members. All right, you just got to be extra careful in terms of who you associate with.
Who do they prove? How do they determine somebody's a gang member at this point?
Right. So if you do a song with Snoop, Snoop's a Crip. Does that violate your probation? I mean, he's not an active Crip on any level.
That's what I'm like. It's like, I think they just giving him these stipulations and all these like conditions on his probation, because if they ever, this is what they do. They put it out there, so if you ever bite for it and they don't have nothing else, like, okay, you was around gangbangers, we taking your ass to jail then. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you ours for 15 years. It's just basically us telling you, like, we know you gonna do it, but if we ever want to trip on you, we coming to get your ass, and you can get in trouble for that shit.
Well, yeah, like what people don't realize about probation is that technically, although you're out, you still technically have the rules of an inmate. Meaning that if you get pulled over, no probable cause.
Yeah.
We'll go through your whole car.
And they can strip search you.
Strip search you. Show up to your house. No probable cause. Open the door. Let us in. We're going to wreck your house up. Yeah.
I've been through it multiple times. I was driving my mini bike as a kid. They like, you on probation. We about to take you back to the house and search your room. I'm like, what? I'll end up in juvenile hall over some shit that I was like, man, I'm out having fun. I ain't even had nothing on me. They got me. You theirs forever. I took a 10-year plea deal in Atlanta, though.
Oh, okay. Are you off that now?
Yeah, I got off in 2016. That was from when I got caught with all that weed on the campus when I was 18. I didn't get off till I was 28.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not that hard to make it through even a very long probation if you got money. If you're broke and you're still doing illegal things to get by, you might have those problems, like an unfunk.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I kind of, I violated a gang of times. I ain't gonna lie. They
just look the other way?
Nah. I fought one all the way to trial, and I ended up beating it. And then I ended up doing time in LA and all that, and they got tired of transferring me. They just like, he keep on getting in trouble so much, we'll just let his new probation take over in LA.
I just feel like, and this is where I feel so many rappers get caught up. If you are a successful adult, or even a, middle-class working 9-to-5 guy, there is absolutely no reason to associate yourself with criminals anymore. I don't mean, now, hold on, before you jump in, I have a lot of friends who are former criminals, who have went to prison, who have shot people, who have killed people, but have completely turned their life around and now are successful in various ways. You should absolutely accept people like this in your life.
100%.
But if you are still actively robbing, stealing, scamming, shooting people, whatever else, I don't want this person around me. And anyone on the level of a Young Thug or a Durk or whoever should absolutely not have anybody around him like that. Think about it. If Durk had none of these people around him, okay, I want to kill Quando Rondo. Let me call my police security and see if they'll do it for me. Motherfucker, are you crazy?
Yeah.
I work for Chicago PD. I'm not going to go kill somebody.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Because my whole thing is like, a motherfucker go look in the mirror and say, I'm finna handle my business myself today.
Nobody does this.
Yeah, you're gonna know like, hey, maybe the business don't need to be handled. We ain't doing that shit today.
Maybe I should be out of business right now.
Yeah. Because that's how that's how I've been handling my problems. Right? I mean, like, cause you know I be worked up. I be like, here, you got your strap, go. Cause I talk to myself. Go get him. He gonna go pick up that baby, nigga, and turn that damn phone back on. Like, you know what? He ain't killed nobody in my family. This is just an argument. You get to thinking. Now you go put that bag on somebody and you not thinking, you get what I'm saying? Like you gotta stay away from that shit. It's just, yeah, you gotta stay away from active gang members. Cause that's how I cleared my situation up. Like, that's how, like, all right, everybody that's getting cracking in the streets every day.
Yeah, that's
like
it.
I love you when I see you, it's good. Like I'm gonna come give you the hood shakes, all that is good. But as far as like every day, we don't got the same goals. Like I kick it with Conrad. I kick it with other people from my hood that are trying to go where I'm going in the same lanes. Like rapping, podding and all of that. And I still keep a clear line of communication, but if you don't got a job, if you ain't tired of going to jail, like my pack of niggas, we all old niggas that's tired of going to jail. That you know what I mean? That we only go get cracking if the drama come to us.
Right.
We not coming down there to entertain that shit.
That's fine. If you have a background, if you went to prison, whatever else. Like I said, regular guests, Freeway Ricky Ross. Like these are all, you know, tradie. All ex-criminals who have gone to jail for selling tons of drugs or shooting people or whatever else, you know, gang banging. It's all good. These are all family men now who have legitimate careers, who are full-time rappers or full-time motivational speakers or have actual businesses and so forth. We all have backgrounds. I've done lots of dumb shits, you know, in my 20s that could have put me in prison for 5-10 years. That don't make me a bad person. Doesn't make me a bad business person. But I'm not out here doing anything anymore. And all these problems start with you have a whole bunch of maniacs around you. Think about it. Like, I would have a YSL Woody in my crew. He could not be VladTV Woody.
Yeah.
I wouldn't let him rep my name like that.
I wouldn't let him rep my name like that.
Woody seems crazy for real. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
I wouldn't want VladTV Woody.
Yeah.
You better go become World Star Woody or
World Star Woody. No jumper Woody.
No jumper Woody. That might be a better place for you. VladTV Woody ain't gonna fly. Because all these guys are, because look at all these dudes YSL names. This guy shot a cop. This guy did a murder. You know what I'm saying? This guy shot up a fucking Lil Wayne's tour bus. All of them got YSL in their names.
But you can't control some of that shit because it's like
you are letting them use your name.
No. I know niggas in LA that got OTF names that ain't never met Durk in their life.
Are you serious?
And they OTF this. Man, some people just be fanned out. Like you don't even know half these people that committing the crime. Like if you go through Thug's phone book right now, from the phone that they took when he went to jail. I bet you he don't got that boy number that killed that cop in there.
Yeah.
I bet you don't even know him. You get what I'm saying? It's just like I built it up to where it's so popular that everybody's screaming and shit, and it's looking like I didn't put these people on, and the people that's up under me, I didn't tell them, hey, this your block, and y'all go put them on. It just end up coming together because Atlanta is a place, and it's gangsters there, but it's a place where the trends run the city. You get what I'm trying to say? And it's very trendy to be slime.
Yeah.
It's people calling motherfucker slime that ain't never slimed nobody out, never did nothing, you know what I mean? They just slime. So it's unfortunate that sometimes people get put in this situation. But like you said, Woody used to kick it with you. You hear what I'm saying?
No, they really know each other.
Yeah, but they put the YSL on him. Woody never called himself YSL Woody.
I mean,
he was from 30 Deep the whole time. I just didn't want to tell nobody business while the trial was going on, but Woody never was YSL. He always was 30, Mechanicsville. But the world don't see it as that. He did travel with Thug or whatever the case is, but he always maintained. You can't find no Instagram that say YSL Woody on it or in his bio, you know?
Okay, but they call him YSL Woody
for the case.
Period.
For sure. Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
You can't say Woody without the YSL in front of it.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Even when I'm tagging him in the videos.
And all I'm saying is that I wouldn't travel around with a VladTV Woody.
Yeah.
I'd rather travel around with,
Reggie Wright.
Police Woody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I said, Reggie Wright.
Because, Reggie Wright Woody. Because I know that they can legally shoot somebody. They're not going to act reckless. They're not going to be on drugs and do something wild. Like, you know what I mean? That I have to ultimately pay for. Sure. Whether I get involved in a criminal case or whether they do something crazy. I remember Tony Yayo used to, always say the story in our interviews. They learned early on, they would go to shows or whatever else. Someone in the crowd would act up. One of their street guys would break their jaw.
So
$50,000.
50 got to pay.
50 got to pay.
Yeah.
You keep doing this over and over again, you get tired of it. Yeah. You get tired of paying $50,000 every time you go out.
Yeah.
So you start bringing less and less people around.
I just slapped some cameras out the paparazzi hand and Ink had to. Yeah. You can't. I didn't know you couldn't bother them. They all up on. Hey, watch out. Hey, can't wait till you do that. They sending that so fast. They can't wait to follow you. What? Yeah. I'm like, damn. I'm like, it's a lose.
Hanging out here in the cold.
Yeah,
for no money. I will sue you.
What? He can't wait. They rather get punched.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, you guys got to watch who you keep around. And like I was saying earlier, like even with the gangbangers that like I say are my everyday homeboys, it's only like I'm like the only one that's not a homeowner. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the one that's backed up, and they got regular jobs. I probably touch way more money than them and whatever the case is, but I'm surrounding myself around people that's thinking right. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, motherfucker thinking for their family and for the future, and they don't make half as much money as I make, but they still are grounded and sticking to their script to what they doing. You know what I mean? Like I done seen people make it off of 3 jobs. Like my homeboy he a security guard. He got a store. He got this, that, and the other, and he paying all his bills at once. And I'm like, damn, if I had to do that, I'd be killing again. I'd be running in banks or something. But you know what I mean? And he owns houses and all that. You got to just, like you say, surround yourself around people who trying to do better in life. Because at the end of the day, when you around the sliders, what they say, 9 millionaires, what you gonna be? The 10th. 9 sliders. The ass going to jail with him. I don't give a fuck what you talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been proven though. Pablo Juan, what's the dude name? Bankroll Freddie.
They just got 12 years.
Yeah, they taking rappers to jail. They put niggas up. My boy, they got Longway.
Pee-wee Longway, yeah.
That shit's fucked up. He wasn't in jail the last time, was he?
No, he was. He is now. I remember me and 1090 Jake talked about that case. I guess they found a bunch of fentanyl pills and there was like calls or texts between him and some cartel dudes. It's bad.
Yeah, because right before that, we did the shit and everybody was like, oh, you answered some questions that Pee-wee wouldn't have answered on Vlad. You a snitch. I'm like, man.
Pee-wee Longway had the greatest VladTV interview ever. Yeah. He denied everything. Everything.
The dopest
He's like,
shit.
I don't know, the streets, I'm a school guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And it made him great. It made for a great interview. When I look at your music, when I listen to your music and I look at your album covers and stuff like that, I'm seeing a lot of blue. The color blue seems to be very prominent.
It's a nice color, my boy. It's a nice color. It ain't nothing like that.
Now, I assume there's a Crip thing going on?
Nah, just a nice color.
Just a nice color?
Yeah.
No cripping going on?
No, nothing. Just
no
a nice
nothing.
color. That's the scene. Themes and the scenes, man.
Okay. You know, growing up in that type of environment, a lot of people start to hustle early. Like, how old were you when you first started hustling?
I wasn't hustling, man. I was a school guy, man. Going to school, handling my business, man. You know.
You 100% legal? You were good?
Yeah.
Doing everything by the book?
Doing it by the book, man. Make sure it happens.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
It was definitely a legendary interview.
I just don't understand. Listen, I'm not saying it's true, but he's in the feds right now.
Yeah.
Right? Pee Wee Longway. Pee Wee seemed like he had like a real following in music.
Yeah.
Why mess around, you know, with drugs when you don't really have to? I understand that this is way more money than the rap shit, but the rap shit doesn't come with any prison time.
You know, when you doing certain shit, and I'm not saying that he was involved or whatever the case is.
Innocence
That's his
till proven
case.
guilty.
Yeah, I ain't trying to speak on his case. But sometimes when you making plays and making money, you don't notice that you doing some illegal shit.
Come on.
Cause you gotta think.
Come on.
You gotta think. If I got a weed brand where I sell bags of weed all day and they ain't paying it no attention and I'm sprinkles and whatever, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? And you selling weed, say you the owner of Runts, and you just selling bags, then you get to a state where they tripping off that shit and you moving around like, damn, when I'm in LA, this shit ain't illegal. But when I'm here, it's illegal.
He wasn't arrested for weed.
I understand. But what I'm trying to tell you is when you move as a trapper, like when you come from that and you like trapping and rapping at the same time, because you know he got a weed company. He got like a weed strand and they do pop-ups and all that. So, you know, boom. Oh, my money low. Oh, he got something for the low over here. Shit, I'm about to go pull up and grab it real quick and go dump it to my boy. Who the fuck is thinking like he's not doing this shit every day? They only got one time. Like, I can tell you for sure, Longway don't sell hard drugs. So even him, if that wire is true and he was doing some shit, it was like maybe somebody that he rapped with came up from Mississippi, bought a feature. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, he make a phone call for a motherfucker and go grab it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't like you could just pull up there and go grab that. And I doubt that those pills was his either.
Here's the problem these days, right?
Because do you know that, wait, before you go into that, do you know the price of a fentanyl pill right now?
Almost nothing.
That's what I'm saying. 3,000 of them is like $1,500. I doubt them is his pills. Who the fuck is taking that case for that low?
Here's the problem, right? And I remember, I forgot who I was talking to about this, where they were like, look, back in the day, we were selling drugs and we understood that it's illegal. And if we get caught with the drugs, and we'd have to deal with the time based on the drugs and whatever. And we came in it with our eyes wide open. We understood that.
For sure.
But these days, you got to deal with a murder charge because you sold someone some drugs. Because the drugs have fentanyl in it. You may not even know it because the person, 3 people before you have cut it with the fentanyl. Because from what I was told, you know, some of the interviews we did, the cartel doesn't want fentanyl in their cocaine. They do everything to try to prevent that.
Yeah, probably.
But the street guys that get it, that start to stretch it, they're the ones putting fentanyl in it.
Yeah.
So you got some drugs, you're selling it, you don't realize there's fentanyl in it, but when the person dies, they figure out you're the one that supplied it, and you see it over and over again. Michael K. Williams, the guy that supplied him, the heroin, he's facing murder charges.
But this is like the cartel bullshit. I'm calling bullshit because they printing up them blue pills, them fake blues by the million. That ain't the cartel making them?
I don't know. I don't know enough about this.
No, I'm just saying it's just like, it be blowing my mind because they'd be like, oh yeah, the cartel don't want the fentanyl. But where the fuck is the fentanyl coming from?
Say it comes from China.
Who is connected but the cartel who can make that shit move around like that?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You get what I'm
all
saying?
All I know is that in 2024, not only are you dealing with drug charges, but you're dealing with potential murder charges.
Yeah.
Isn't that enough to make you say this is not a good business to be in?
Yeah, for sure.
And you're only making small percentages. You're taking a massive risk. You know, you buy a kilo, whatever, for, I don't know how much it goes for. Let's just say 17. You sell it for 20. You're making 3,000. That's what, whatever, 15% profit, taking 10. All the risk.
Because if they buy 10 right then and there, and you don't got to move around, you could go pull up to this spot and he meet you there. You just take your 30,000. You ain't think about it like that, Vlad. You ain't think about it like
You're
that.
Not thinking about the ramifications.
Yeah, you ain't think about that.
But you have to think about it.
You know what you're doing.
You have to play out the game all the way to the end.
Yeah.
If I do this, then this happens, and this happens, and this happens. Am I okay with that third thing happening?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure if my brother did have anything to do with that shit, I'm pretty sure that he know the consequences. He ain't been calling, crying, or nothing like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, Big Meech just got out. And you said that Meech needs to deal with those third-party snitching accusations.
I did not say that.
You didn't say that?
I said something like that. I didn't say he needs to. I said I know what the biggest politic is going to be on his name.
My bad.
Yeah, okay.
Didn't want to misquote. My notes are a little off.
Yeah.
So he's being accused, and Wack100 talked about this, of third-party cooperation against a St. Louis kingpin named Cuffy.
Yeah.
Cuffy's people actually reached out to us. I guess they want to talk about it.
Wait. Cuffy's people just reached out to you?
Yeah.
And where's Cuffy?
Cuffy's still locked up, but I heard he's getting out soon.
Okay.
But he's still in prison, so, he could talk about it over the phone.
Yeah, for sure. So, they were saying that Big Meech was running an enterprise from inside the jail?
No. What they're saying is Big Meech has a business partner who he gave the rights, his life rights to for BMF. She's one of the executive producers on the Stars show. She's actually a snitch. Right? That's established. And I've had multiple people talk about this. Including BMF members.
Okay.
She's an actual snitch, and she provided information against this guy Cuffy. But and what they're trying to say, like Terrence Gangster Williams said it's not true. Wack said it is true. I'm not sure. But basically what they're saying is what she cooperated on, Big Meech was the only person to have known this. So she got the information from Meech, and then she used it against Cuffy, and now Cuffy's hemmed up over that.
Okay, so
now, I don't know whether it's true or not. This is the allegation.
Now listen, this me talking. All right, say I got a bitch that I've been fucking with. She's in the game, right? She already in the game because she can't go around these people unless she been in the game. So say that you saying that I'm the only person that know about it, but you've been pulling up on her. Whatever it is, I don't know exactly what it was, because it's like, it wasn't like Meech was like, hey, go over there and figure out what he doing, and then I'm going to go tell it to the people so I can get off on my case. You get what I'm saying? It's like, you got snitch allegations for, I deal with lady kingpins. I come from one.
Yeah.
Is ladies out there that really be in the mix. Like, if my mom told on her case, it wouldn't have been because my step-pops told her to tell. She has shit going on too. And they know the same people. So you can't really just throw that off on Meech like that. You get what I'm saying? Because the bitch is in the game. Or the female's in the game. I don't know who you are. I don't want to block my blessings. But the female is in the game, right? And if she come across some activity and tell on it, I mean, 9 times out of 10, when you see a female selling drugs, what you think she gonna do if she get caught?
Snitch.
Okay, cool. So how did Meech have to tell her to snitch? She's a female. I mean, we already counting on that like 90% of the time.
Yeah, listen, I don't know. I have no idea how this works. And third-party cooperation, that was something that I was introduced to when looking into this whole situation.
Yeah.
But
it happens, though.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. And is Meech going to address this at all? I'm not sure.
I doubt it.
Everyone wants me to do the first interview. I don't think Meech is going to do any interviews. I don't think.
My whole thing is, welcome home, Meech. Like, everybody, how he turned into public enemy #1 when he just been our savior for the last 20 years that he been in jail because the internet that turned it to this place where they call everybody a snitch.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, prove yourself, prove yourself. Like, nigga, I'm Big Meech. Nigga, I'm not about to come home proving myself to you. I did what I did anyway. I done went to jail, did all my time, did all that. I doubt that Big Meech got any smut on his name and still hung on them yards the way he did. You get what I'm saying? Like, he was on the yard. He wasn't, I don't know if he was anywhere, but I know real gang members that was in a cell with Meech. Meech Bang West Boulevard, that's my second hood. You get what I'm saying? So I know real gang members that been around Meech, and I've been like, he would have been touched. What you do with the money? We in jail. The money can't go that far. What you paying everybody in the dorm not to touch you? Because they would have at least got him up out of there, whooped him, and put him on, go over there with the snitches. You get what I'm saying? You got to prove that. But I feel like Blue Da Vinci, you talked to Blue, didn't you?
Well, not exactly. So me and Blue go back to when I met BMF. Back then, 2004.
Uh-huh.
You know, basically BMF had a whole bunch of DJs in Atlanta partying with them, put us in hotels. You know, that's when I met Big Meech. I was invited to his house by Blue. Me and Blue became cool. I did multiple interviews with Blue. But I started doing interviews with different people like Sosa from BMF or J-Bo.
Yeah.
They start talking about the snitch allegations, you know, which I have no idea whether it's true or not. So I reached out to Blue and I said, hey, I DM'd him. I said, listen, if you want to address this, I'll give you a platform. And he just like basically threatened me over DMs. Said, oh, no one, can't believe you do that on your platform. You know, when we see you, we gonna fuck you up and something. And then he blocked me. And that was the end of that.
Well, I mean, you said you was giving him.
Yeah, listen, I'm whatever. Like I little, you know, talk like that really doesn't bother me. It is what it is.
You feel like that was a hit dog hollering?
Well, my thing is, if it's not true, just address it. But people keep saying it's true, and when you take a step back, when BMF the show rolled out, Blue was not embraced in any of that.
None of it.
And it's not like Blue was not BMF.
Yeah.
Because
clearly
I saw him right there with Meech the whole time.
Exactly.
The whole time. I met Meech through Blue Da Vinci.
I think Blue, he got his little angle of what he said. I think that it was something about what they wanted him to say on his deal. He went in there and it was all the shit that they already had that was like, there was no denying what was on that paper. And I guess with him accepting whatever was right there, it involved other people's names. It made it harder for them to fight their case.
It's convoluted. The way J-Bo explained it was really convoluted also from my point of view, but then again, I'm not a jail guy, so it's hard for me to understand all the, you know, there's like a escape valve talk, and, you know, he's like, I'm the paperwork because I was there with him at this one particular facility, and the fact that he was there already confirmed something. It's hard for me to repeat it right because there's
too much jail lingo.
There's too much jail lingo. There's too much intricacies in it.
I just want to celebrate.
My thing is, I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, I don't care. Blue, we actually had, like, I interviewed him when he came home from jail.
Yeah.
I have nothing against him. You talking, like, the tough talk over DM is whatever to me.
That's
like,
cool.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come to the show, state your piece, and address whatever you want to address to a big VladTV audience to the point where everyone will actually see it. You keep doing these little podcasts. I don't want to say little, but I'm just saying these podcasts that don't have the reach of a VladTV, so your message is not getting out there. People are still, you know, assuming what other people are saying about you.
Got to read in between the lines on that.
So you think he doesn't want to actually come and address it?
I guess not, because it's like he could have been did it. And it's not, I don't know. I think I talked to him. That's like my big bro. And I don't know if he told or not.
Listen, Blue, when you hear this, just know that I have no animosity towards you whatsoever. At the end of the day, I bring people on my platform and they say what they say, and you're welcome to respond.
Oh,
you know?
I talked to him because some people came on No Jumper. I wasn't even there, and they had put his name in the middle of some snitch stuff. That's what that phone call was. So, and he kind of explained himself to me, and I'm like, yeah, well, why don't you show the world what's going on? He like, I'm gonna wait till. I ain't gonna give up his game plan. But I feel like
you got a documentary coming or something.
He was waiting for this. He knew dude was coming home.
Oh, okay.
Cause I didn't know dude was coming home. Everybody knew dude was coming home earlier than that release date. And the way he was saying it, he like, nah, dude to be around and say, we call Big Meech dude. Well, you been around. You know what he's called. So he like, dude to be around in a second. So, we'll get to the bottom of it. So I think that his whole thing was, if I'm a snitch, then I'm a unlayer this third party snitch and shit. And that's his fight back. I don't think there's no clarity coming behind.
It's just a response? But the response is already out there, so
where's the clarity though? That's what I'm like you said, we in the same field, and I'm trying to say my brother that Blue's not a tattletale, but it's like,
yeah, I mean, Wack kind of explained it. He basically said that what Blue did only got him like a few months off. There's this like a minuscule amount of time. Like he could have not said anything and just did a few more months, and then that would have been the end of that.
You know how much time he got off for dirty in his name? 8 months.
That's it? Yeah, listen.
8 months.
I have nothing against Blue.
At that point, it was what it was.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. The truth can never be considered disrespect. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, listen, I have nothing against Blue. I've always liked Blue. He came in and did an interview with me in 2015. And I told him over DM, listen, if you want to come in and state your case, I'll give you the platform. And he was like, nah, fuck that. We're going to catch up to you. And then he blocked me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he can't be mad about his actions, right? I mean,
That's
let's just be real. He's been home like 10 years.
Right.
He's been dealing with this torture and torment for 10 years.
Right.
I'm pretty sure he wish he would have just did his extra 8 months.
Exactly. But then this is what people gotta see also. If Blue was the rapper, Blue wasn't just going to jail coming up. He don't got 1 million cases. So if you got a lawyer walking you through, and federal procedures are different from state procedures. So you could be this state dude your whole life, and then you go to the feds and you got your lawyer like, well, this how this goes here. You want to take this meeting. Just say no. If you want to come out on top and you don't want to take no profit, you don't want to get talked in and lured in and nothing, say you don't want to meet with no DA, I'd rather go with what my counsel thinks we should go for without recommending any meeting with these U.S. attorneys. Because what's going to happen to you in there is they're going to shred you apart. Because they're going to give you something. Your guideline is mandatory minimum 15. They finally going to start talking 7 and 5 in that motherfucker if you do it. You get what I'm saying? When you thought that you was finna get 30. So it's going to fuck your head up. It's going to sound tempting every time you go in there. So if you don't want to tell, stay out that interrogation room with that U.S. attorney. And that's just my advice to anybody fighting a case, because those couple months off, all you got to do is just say, yeah, that you were the person that met this person and gave them this, because we already know it's you, and whoop, whoop, and then we'll knock this time off. Whoop, whoop. Nah, this nigga saying that you wasn't the one that bought this. So with you saying that you was the one that bought this, that means I have no fight no more. So you kind of told on somebody, you know what I mean? So it's like, just stay up out of there. That's the only thing. If you look up everything, I got one interrogation my whole life. And that was just now when they came to get me. And I was there to talk about myself. Whenever it becomes public info, you'll be able to see everything. You know what I mean? I was there to talk about myself. Every other time, I got 0-minute interrogation.
Jay Stone is in jail right now. You know about this?
Yeah, I know he in jail. I don't know what he in jail for.
Yeah, so you have no idea?
I think it's something that dates back, like, pre-pandemic. Like, right after Nipsey passed away. Something. I feel like, I don't know what it was, but it's some type of case.
Yeah.
Maybe something to do with like a fan or some shit that got altercation that got reported back the wrong way.
Yeah, I mean, he posted this yesterday. He said, I heard LA been quiet without me and is in need of substance and consistency right now. Unfortunately, my incarceration came at a pivotal part of my career. Minor setback for major comeback, new music, new book, new goals on the way. I want to thank my legal team, everyone that stood by me. Thank God, etc., etc.
That shit butt, J-Star. Everybody worried about your consistency, nigga. That's my boy. I hope you don't think you coming home the same rap, though, nigga. Come on, okay?
Yeah, we were supposed to do an interview
You
with
got
him.
the alley-oop. Your career is the alley-oop of being Nip's best friend. That's
Yeah.
my boy, but don't overstep it.
Yeah, we were supposed to interview him a while back, and I think he canceled on us last minute or
He
something
canceled
like
on me.
that. Yeah.
He-
So he's
too
got a
big.
habit of this.
Yeah, he too big. I guess, I don't know. I don't know. Because me and Sam weren't seeing eye to eye at one point when I first came home over the obvious. You know what I mean? And we had our sit down and we hollered. But I had seen certain people before I had seen Sam, and they could have relayed that message to me. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of people didn't. So that means they was playing both sides.
Wait, so something happened, right? Didn't you, was it a Complex
Yeah.
Con?
Yeah.
You ran into
Sam.
Black Sam and a bunch of people around him,
Yeah.
and they approached you.
Well, I approached them.
You approached them.
Yeah. I went over there to the All Money In thing. It was me and Sam had a disagreement.
I mean, was it because of the shitty cuz thing?
Yeah, that's why I said over the obvious. You know what it was over. Like, and it wasn't.
What did they say to you?
I think that we said we was gonna keep it off record because his dad was right there. His dad know my love for Nipsey. He know my love for Nipsey, and they know that I'll never be. But it basically was like, you rocking with him? Like, nigga, if you rocking with him, nigga, I'm rocking with my brother. And we, you know, it really wasn't no words at first. It was all action, and then we talked.
Mm.
And it's like, shit, I'm rocking with him. What you want me to say? I'm rocking with cuz. Like, nigga saved my life before. I ain't rocking with him over that what he did. Hell no. I don't fuck with it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times people have a hard time accepting that you could be cool with someone they're not cool with.
That's all it is.
And that's just life for you.
Ugh.
Like, not everyone's gonna take your side for everything, and all your enemies have to become their enemies and so forth. Like, look, if that person ever did anything negative to you, I'm sorry they did something negative to you, but they've never done me like this, so I can't hate this person because you hate that person.
Exactly, bro.
And I could still be cool with y'all, and everyone has to maintain a level of maturity to allow this to happen.
And I'm telling you, I disagree with his actions. Like, I disagree with it. I'm not bigging him up. I'm not saying he's the greatest person in the world. It's like, I'm not sending him money and shit either, but it's like, am I telling you, am I picking up the phone saying, fuck you, bitch ass nigga, don't call me? Or if he was to call me or something, like, you can't take away the relationship that I had with this man.
Have you spoken to him since he got, found guilty?
Mm-mm.
No.
Before, I mean, we was in jail and shit at the same time for a second. I think we struck each other kites he struck me, the people bought it to me, it was, bro, what's the deal, you know what I mean, da-da-da-da. And I struck him back because I was in my feelings like, bro, I ain't really fucking with you right now, but you know I love you. But you know what I mean? Like, hey, you just
Crashed
fucked
out.
the hood up.
Yeah.
Like you crashed out. Like, I'm hurt because at the end of the day, that man was fucked up off of whatever life had just put him through. And it wasn't no telling or whatever. And nobody was man enough to like reach out to him and try to get his head together. So he already hated the hood for certain shit.
Well, and this kind of goes back to my point that I made earlier, is that somebody like a Nipsey Hussle shouldn't have really been associating with Eric Holder anymore. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
to me,
to
put yourself in an environment,
having the store right there is associated with
that's the problem.
That was the problem.
If the store was on Melrose, if the store was in Beverly Hills, if the store was in Calabasas, the store was in Burbank. Like, I can keep going on and on in LA.
Anywhere but the Crenshaw district.
Central, but South Central.
Anywhere north of Wilshire, we would have been good.
Nipsey Hussle was now a multimillionaire. He was in the music industry, multiple projects, respect from all the big dogs like the Jay-Z's and the Drakes and everyone else like that. He was at the point where talking to active criminals should not have been part of his day anymore. Now, he chose to make it that because that's what he embraced and that's what he was trying to push. And he was trying to make a point to say, everyone else makes it and moves out of here. I'm making it and I'm staying in here. I get it. But it ultimately ended in his downfall because someone like a shitty cuz should not be able to get this close
to you.
This close to you.
Yeah, but it's I don't think that he came trying to be your enemy though. And I'm not trying to like first and foremost, I'm rocking with Nipsey. That's my boy.
I
in
get
this
it.
situation.
Yeah.
I feel like he was done wrong, but I'm going to tell you why, though. I don't have the same angle as everybody else. Nipsey, you should not be able to get close to Nipsey, but when you do get close to Nipsey, Nipsey shouldn't be entertaining, and everybody feels this way. Don't entertain, nigga. You are a millionaire. Do you know how many people over here have did stuff and told and did, even if Eric Holder was a snitch? Why the fuck? And I don't know if that's what the conversation with, but why even talk about that with this peon? He's a peon. He coming over there to take a picture with you. The girl want a picture, either take the picture or tell him you got to make a run real quick and get up out his face. You don't have to, your spin-off, hey, we gonna figure it out later. I got on basketball shorts in the, I don't feel like taking a picture or anything to throw him off. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just like, whatever way that conversation went that day, bro, it never even had to be a conversation. If you felt like you knew that he was a snitch, when you seen him come up,
keep
you
that to
could have
yourself.
just spent off. Sat in the car, whatever the case was, because then it wouldn't have been, he would have been like, damn, is he acting funny? But it wouldn't have been no altercation.
Right. I mean, I'm sorry, I got to go.
Exactly.
That's it.
You know what I mean? And that's
the
how
worst thing would have been was like, Nipsey stuck up.
The weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he weird acting nigga, funny acting. Let me be a funny acting nigga.
That's it.
My homie say that all the time. Oh, man. I tell a nigga, hey, we gonna figure it out later, or yeah, all right, we gonna figure it. That's my thing. We gonna figure it out because it leaves a gray area.
No, exactly, man. Listen, and at the point, I mean, I remember even like me and Wack, our first meeting. Wack, I was hanging out at a video shoot all day. Wack is around me all day, getting comfortable around me, getting to know me. Our first time meeting, Wack is still fresh off the streets, still got that gang mentality. I'm there with my security, but he's already kind of feeling me out.
Yeah.
And then I post some pictures, that they didn't want me to post, but they told me it was okay to post. So there was some miscommunication along the way. And then next thing you know,
it was cool to post until you posted
it. I posted it. And then I get a call from Wack, and Wack is screaming at me, threatening me, and whatever else. And it's just like, we're now in a crazy situation because I'm associating with someone who's still somewhat active. I don't know how active he was back then, but he was still,
still active.
He's still active in his own way. And now I got problems on my hands.
Yeah.
And the way I dealt with it was, I'm just going to separate myself from this guy.
Yeah, back up.
That's it.
Time heals wounds
and
too.
For 10 years, we didn't talk.
I was about to say, but time heals wounds too.
Yeah, exactly. And we laughed it off. And now he was just on my show. He's been on my show like 4 times now. We get money together, you know what I'm saying? Working with Game now because of him. And we're all making money. Everyone's happy. We talk now regularly. Like, it's all good. You know,
I got a similar situation in the industry, like that shit with QC. But we'll get into that.
We'll get into that in a second. But my whole point is, I realized at that point that me hanging out at this video shoot all day, when I could have just been in and out.
Yeah.
I'm hanging out all day around a certain criminal element, which I don't come from, and people are starting to kind of, you know, check me out. And
the mistakes of being young.
You know, and so forth. I just moved to LA recently. I don't really know the landscape
just
like
trying
that.
To fill out the
and it's like, okay, mental note. Let me stop doing that. Let me not move this type of way. If I come in, I do what I got to do. I talk to who I want to talk to, and then I'm out.
Yeah.
Once you start hanging out and everyone's like starting to, you know, test you and whatever else, that's where the problems start.
Yeah.
And you know, and I learned my lesson, and I'm cool. And
been
luckily,
around for a minute.
It didn't turn into anything bad, you know, at the end of the day. It is fine. Me and him laughed it off. But we talk about, you know, in our last interview, the interview before this one, we said that because of that situation and the stance that we both took, we probably lost out around $1 million each.
Yeah.
If all that time we had been talking and building and working together, there would probably be $1 million in both of our bank accounts from that relationship.
Yeah. That's crazy. Do you feel like that situation, because, all right, they say Vlad used to be in the streets and Vlad used to do this.
No one said Vlad used to be in the streets.
No, they say Vlad, because you used to do like street docs, right? Like street, like pull up and do.
I used to do that.
No, I'm not talking about on the gangbang side. No. But they say Vlad used to be like the
I used
Tommy
to show up in the hood with my camera. I went to G Malone's hood. I went to Easy E's hood.
Do you feel like situations like those because those are what I call mistakes of being young. Like what you were saying about you shouldn't be around this person when you're doing certain type of stuff. Like when you're young, you don't think about it like that. And then you run into situations, then you run into another one, and it's like, hold on. Let me change my approach to this shit. Do you feel like those situations are what made you VladTV, the one-on-one interview where I'm not going out to get in your business and meet all these extra people when I really only want to pick your brain?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I just stopped going to neighborhoods. I stopped going in front of people's houses. I stopped going to studios.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember, and I've talked about this before, during that early time, this was more DVD Vlad before VladTV Vlad, right? And, you know, maybe like 2006, 2007. Like, I remember I interviewed Lil Easy in front of his grandmother's house. And I remember...
I seen that one.
I don't know if I ever put it out.
No? Because he had one in Compton.
Yeah, no, I don't think that was mine.
Okay.
That was something else. Yeah. And I remember before the interview started, before I pressed the record button, someone walked up to him and handed him a gun. And he tucked it into his waist. And as we're doing the interview, his head is on a swivel. He's constantly looking around, constantly head over his shoulder. Yeah. And I'm sitting there with the camera, like, nervous. And I'm like, where the fuck am I right now?
Yeah, like, should I be?
Like, is there about to be a drive-by right now? 'Cause he's acting like there's about to be a drive-by. And we even talked about this in our first interview. He's like, no, it wasn't like that. I just wanted to make sure that you were safe. And, you know, I want to be prepared myself in case something happened. It wasn't really like that. But I'm like...
PTSD. It didn't happen right there before. So he trying to make sure it don't happen again while you're right there.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So, but it's moments like that made me say, yeah, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Come to my studio, my location. It's a secure location. You'll be safe. Yeah. We don't, you know, we're not like a no jumper where there's constantly, you know, people going in and out and, you know, you have to worry you might bump into someone. We schedule one interview a day. When you come here, there won't be anyone else here.
For sure.
If I feel a little unsure about you, I will have armed security there.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, Lefty Gunplay was here the other day. I had my guy there just in case. I didn't know Lefty. Now, he was cool as hell.
Lefty cool, though. That's
I'm just saying, I didn't know.
Yeah. Now, you smart, though. Yeah. If you got to second guess it, just go with plan A.
Exactly.
Go with plan A.
I'll pay my security.
Plan
He's
B
happy because he got a check.
Yeah.
I'm happy because I feel safe. You know, and everyone, and my security has literally never done anything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Never had to pull out, never had to shoot anyone. I mean, there were situations he had to stand in front of me because something might happen. Yeah. But, you know, we're very peaceful people. Like, you know, I've always said we're always on the defense. I'm never walking up to someone and confronting them or whatever. I may talk to someone, you know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
I ran into DJ Head yesterday, at an event. And my thing was like, oh, I heard, Head had said certain things about me. So I just approached him. I'm like, hey, bro, I really respect you. Like what you've done, the Papa show and everything else like that. He goes, oh, no, he's like, no, I'm just not into this type of things that, you and academics are into and so forth. And I'm like, that's cool.
But he bullshit for that because he is behind the scenes, though. But I ain't even.
Well, I don't know. But I'm like that, we could all work differently and still be respectful to one another because we're all media. And he's like, I agree. We shook hands, and then the girl that was with us wanted to take a photo with all three of us. I'm like, yeah, cool.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And, I'll go talk to someone, but I'll never aggressively approach someone to try to like push up on them, regardless of who I'm with or how many guns we have with us or anything else like that, because that's just dumb.
I had he's not inquired, but he said certain stuff about me that I didn't let get to my head, right? But like he's looking at me as this dude that's on the internet ranting, not knowing that we've been dealing with each other. Like, I guess you just didn't know that Shit Troll and Bricc Baby was the same person, and my cousin, like, Ink and them had to, like, that's my cousin that used to, you know what I mean? And it kind of cleared up how he was thinking of the situation or whatever. But I just, like, people operate just like, it's curiosity. We all do media. Like, you're curious, you gonna ask what you're curious about. So him saying that he don't operate how you operate is like behind the scenes you do because you're being judgmental with people without knowing. He's accusing you of you questioning the culture or violating the culture when you're just curious and asking questions, right? He's doing the same thing behind the scenes. Like, you get what I'm saying? He's judging people. He's saying what people are, what they aren't. You get what I'm saying? Not knowing that I'm trying to, like, water it down. That's why I keep on speaking in circles. But not knowing that you might run into a fucking brick wall, you keep on continuing to do what you're doing. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like, you piss people off in 4K because of your questions. You gonna piss a motherfucker off with that stupid noopy shit and have a nigga do something to you. But that we already cleared it up.
I feel like in media, we all do better by being cool with each other. We all have our style of how we do it. Do I agree with everything that Adam does? No. Would I have a threesome with my woman and another dude? Or let my woman get plowed by another guy?
But
no.
I'm saying, if y'all do a porno.
Ever have I even considered this?
Have you considered porn?
No.
Okay.
No.
So that's why.
Not my thing. No, but even in my private life, I wouldn't do that.
No, for sure. He wouldn't do that in his private life.
I guess that's a good point. I knew
that's what I was saying.
Right.
That's where I was getting
for the camera. But regardless, I don't agree with everything that Adam does. But that's still my friend. That's still someone who's in the same industry as me, someone who's successful, someone who I embraced early on, someone who's done my show a ton of times. I've done his show a ton of times. I have financially benefited from our relationship, and so has he.
Yeah.
And we could all do this by all being cool with each other, regardless of our styles. I'm cool with Rob and a Baller Alert. I'm cool with the Shade Room. I don't do what they do. What they do is different. I'm cool with the Neighborhood Talk. I'm cool with academics. I'm cool with Math Hoffa. I'm cool with Charlemagne.
Cool with Bricc Baby.
I'm cool with Bricc Baby. I'm cool with Nori. I've done Drink Champs. He's done my show. Like, we could all, these media outlets that want to beef with each other because one of them feels more real than the other is silly because we all lose. We all lose.
And the crazy.
And no one gives you stripes for dissing me.
Sure.
Like, me and Joe Budden have never gotten along, but no one benefits. Like, me and Joe don't really benefit from beefing with each other.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? We could actually do better by being cool with each other, but Joe feels a certain type of way, and it's cool. He's successful at what he is, and I respect what he does, and he's also said publicly he respects what I do.
Yeah. I mean, black people got to stop feeling entitled to the culture. Like we're not the only people that can commentate on the culture, like, because we're not the only ones that get excitement out the culture. Like, when music, you become a fan because you connect through lyrics or through whatever it is. So you can't say, oh, this person can't have a spiritual bond with this culture because he's not black. He could be talking about, motherfuckers could talk about life problems that everybody go through, and you feel that person, and you end up being a fan of this person, and then you end up wanting to know about this person, and you know what I'm saying? Now you get a chance to give him a question and fill him out and pick his brain for a second. What part of that makes you a culture vulture when the only thing that you can say to him is shit that he's put out to the world?
Yeah.
If he ain't never put it into the world, I could never ask you about it. So if you haven't did this on camera, then how the fuck am I being a vulture? Like, nigga, if you just knocked somebody out and did all this and recorded it, and then I asked you, like, hey, what was the reason you did that shit? I'm the vulture?
Listen, man, to me, culture vulture is the equivalent of calling me a honky,
Yeah.
30 years ago.
Yeah.
I really don't mind it, man. I understand who I am, and whenever I'm having kind of a bad day, I'll just go to the mall or something and, have people, approach me and take pictures with me and, have them tell me. And it's mostly black males.
Exactly.
Like literally 90% of people that approach
Exactly.
me. People like, oh, Vlad really has a white audience. And, no, Vlad has a mostly black male audience.
For sure.
Just based on people who approach me, based on the actual men who come up to me, who tell me how much they love what I do. And they ask for photos. They ask for photos with their kids and so forth. And it feels nice to get that type of admiration because I'm like, okay, there's a reason why I'm doing this. Like,
I know
I'm
you ain't
actually
lying
affecting
because
people.
the type of response that I got for making it here, it was like one of my biggest accolades in the media space so far. Like when I came off this stage and everybody got to watching our interview, I'm talking about people that ain't never tapped in. Hey man, I respected you was on Vlad. I'm talking about gangsters though. I'm talking about real gangsters. Like, damn,
got a lot of
little
views
bro,
too,
you
man.
did your shit. Yeah,
got a lot of views.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did our thing.
I don't know what your numbers is, so I'll just, like I said, I have butterflies. I'm like, man, this Vlad, whoop, 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 and then I see what we had going on,
Yeah.
and people, I ain't gonna lie, people built a perspective of you for me that when I came in here, I'm like, damn. But you do that to any man. I just came in here like, damn, do I open up to him? Is he here just to tear me down? Is he here to pin me up and give me a case or whatever the case is? So, like, when I told you I had butterflies, it was like, damn, is Vlad my homie or is he finna come in here and try to spin me and get something up out my, you know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? You live and you learn. Shit, I'm in here. I could tell you yes or no to whatever question.
Yeah. I mean, look, the only time I've ever heard, you're talking about 16 years of interviews, 16 years, thousands and thousands of interviews. The only time I've ever heard of an interview being used in a criminal case that actually got used.
It's Keefy.
Is potentially Keefy because there's no trial yet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we don't know whether it's going to be used or not. Now, it'll probably be used if it goes to trial.
I mean,
so that's the one case. That's the one case, and I'll stand on that, and I stand on it because he wrote a book about it.
Yeah.
Right? Before my interview, there was a whole book detailing everything I talk about in the interview. So I'll stand on that.
That's what I was saying. Like, if you put it out to the public, fuck, I double down
do
on it.
Do I bring, like people love to say, oh, Vlad, every black man goes to jail after doing VladTV. Have I ever brought someone in and they've revealed a piece of information that then gets them locked up that is then used in a case against them that's revealed that no one else knows about? No. Yeah. No, it's stuff that they've already talked about publicly, stuff that's already out there. It's stuff that you can look up. It's, if we ever talk about actual crimes, these are crimes that they've already done prison time for, and they have absolute right to talk about it. People just don't, they're not smart enough to think about this. Like, oh, he did 10 years for this. He's going into all these details. He's not going back to jail.
Yeah,
he just
I did
10
that
years
already.
For it.
That's why I be telling people, like, if it's been done, it's been done already. It's crazy, but even when you come on, if you introduce, like, all right, you say that you'd have told this story 10, 15 times. Okay, you know that you coming on a big stage now. Now you know it's other people viewing. You get what I'm trying to tell you? So right here is where you tighten up. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, when I'm right here with you, I'm thinking more.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't really just say what I wanted to say about DJ Head, because it ain't really too much that really need to be expounded on, but like you got to think a little bit more. You on a bigger stage. A lot of more people is gonna see this, police and gangsters and regular civilians.
Yeah.
So what you put out now, if you put something out, and the last interview you did was with just a Flacco, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A cool audience, you get what I'm saying? And you told the same story. Where opposed now you on Vlad and you feel like you get picked up afterwards. Everybody, the fans didn't see that last one. You got, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you got to watch your mouth sometimes.
I think the best example of that is, when I did Pierce Morgan with Jaguar Wright. Jaguar had been talking this nonsense for years, in the the trenches of YouTube and these, these podcasts with, 10,000 followers and,
exactly.
These sort of kind of bootleg kind of operations, and no one really cared. And the stories were always wild and ridiculous. And yeah, Jay-Z got Big L killed and, all types of weird stories and so forth. But when she was on Pierce Morgan, and Pierce Morgan is tied to, Rupert Murdoch and everything else like that, and she starts talking about how Jay-Z and Beyonce kidnaps people and drugs them and puts them on planes, that's when the lawyers got involved.
Yeah.
That's when Jay and Beyonce's lawyer sent a letter to Pierce, and Pierce had to apologize and had to take that part down because, okay, now you're on a stage where this actually matters, and we don't care about the 50 other times that you said it.
Exactly.
And now there's repercussions for saying this.
Exactly. Do you feel like Jaguar just be ranting?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
All right. But she
no
was
truth
around,
in anything she says.
No receipts at
None.
all?
Zero. Zip.
Okay. Because I'm like,
nothing.
Where did she come from?
She used to be a singer. I mean, she used to be signed.
For Bad Boy.
No, Jaguar Wright was signed to, not Bad Boy. She was signed to MCA.
Oh, wow.
Back in 2002.
I'm just trying to figure out.
Her last album came out in 2005.
So she's not somebody who's been a fly on the wall in all these situations, and she's reporting off experience. She's
No,
just
I mean,
talking.
back in 2002, and I think she sang on a Jay-Z song. She had like a hook, and I think when Jay-Z did like this Unplugged show,
I think that was
she
New
was
York,
like a backup singer. What's that?
Wasn't the New York?
Yeah, no, that's...
Or what song
that's
did they
Alicia
say
Keys.
she was supposed to?
Song Cry.
Song Cry. Yeah, I know it was one of yeah, well...
On MTV Unplugged. She makes it all up. She either is mentally disabled and really believes it. I believe she lives in a U-Haul truck, just so you know. She got arrested for not returning a U-Haul truck earlier in the year.
What the fuck?
And I heard she actually lives in a car. But... So you can't sue someone who lives in a car. There's no point of it.
All right, so I'm thinking she got receipts.
No.
So she be elaborating.
None.
And then it's like,
so she's either like really mentally deranged and really believes this stuff truly.
Yeah.
Or she just realized, hey, I can make a living by getting appearance fees on all these smaller podcasts.
Yeah, Charleston White.
Yeah, I heard Charleston, he tries to really run up a bag these days.
Yeah, Charleston runs up a bag. But he runs. I ain't gonna lie. Wack don't be having no receipts either. He'll say some shit and he'll just say it.
I have found that what Wack says is true more often than not.
I can give you that.
I'm not going to say every single time.
Everything's true. Everything's not true.
I even brought up the whole Mike Tyson fight situation. He kind of tried to sort of wiggle around it a little bit.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think that really happened, Wack. Well, all I'm saying is, did it really happen? He's like, well, let me just say, I'm like, I don't think it happened.
That's when you know you got him. When he's spinning, when he's spinning off the topic. Yeah.
But a lot of stuff, like for example,
he's history though.
When he put out there that Suge said something about Pac getting raped on a prison call, I actually heard that call afterwards.
Exactly. What I'm saying is,
when he said it and I heard it, I said, okay, that's true.
But I mean,
I'm not saying the rape is true, but Suge talking about it is true.
And we all kind of knew about this. I was young, so if I can remember hearing rumors of Pac being raped back then I know you remember when the rumors went off because I was still in elementary school.
Yeah, well, because rappers, Chino XL put it in a song.
Yeah.
And, that's when Pac dissed him afterwards. And, John Singleton had a scene in his version of the Tupac movie that essentially implied Tupac getting raped in prison.
That's great.
I actually saw the script.
Yeah.
And this is why he got kicked off the project. And they got Benny Boom instead because the producers were, upset over this. But Suge's point was well, if it really happened, you should show it. And,
100%.
I know that people don't like to, when it comes to their idols, like a Tupac, they don't like to hear anything negative.
For sure.
They don't want to hear a person being put in a compromising position. But I mean, shit, if you're in prison and you're 20 dudes, what can you do? I don't care how tough you are. What I'm saying? If someone has it out for you and they set you up, it's an unfortunate situation. I'm not saying it's true, but like I said, Wack brought it up. And then I heard the audio.
Oh, you better, nigga, extend your gangsterism, nigga, on the hood. That's out. I don't know. I mean, I didn't go to jail in them days. Wack was in jail during them days, though.
Yeah.
Wack. We will put a lie detector on you to see if you took some butt, nigga, while you was at YA. Because listen.
Wait, what? Hold on.
It ain't true. I'm just talking shit.
Yeah, no, we're not going to put that out.
Yeah, no. I'm just talking shit. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, the age group of when prison rape was popular.
You're saying it doesn't happen anymore?
Nah.
Come on.
On my mama. I ain't saying it don't happen at all, but it was we gonna take his manhood from. That was a thing in the 80s, early 90s. You get what I'm saying? Motherfuckers yeah, I went in his ass. You get what I'm saying?
It still happens.
Huh?
Men are men.
Listen.
Men are men. You give someone life in prison.
No.
And you tell them that they're never going to come in contact with women anymore. Make the best of your situation. I think, and people will sit there, for example, I remember me and Terrence were talking about, Terrence Gangster Williams, and he would see how older dudes would try to trick the younger inmates. Yeah. They would say shit like, your hand can't be gay.
I've seen guys do this. Man, I don't got nothing, man. Man, what you want me to do? What you mean? Man, I'll do something for you. I've seen old heads tell youngsters, man, jack me up, man, your hand not gonna be no punk. Your hand not gonna be gay. Bro, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I've seen and heard so many games being played, bro.
Oh, wow. What the fuck? Oh, my God.
Yes, it can. Your hand can be gay, just for the record.
Just as gay as it was. No.
I remember this other dude, Johnny Mitchell, he did some time for weed smuggling. He was saying how the word around his prison was, if you stop doing gay shit for 6 months before you get released, you could say you're not gay.
Yo. See, I don't know. Yo. Look, I just know California is state. I ain't been in the feds. I ain't been nowhere else. I just been programming. It happens. They got the the community off the yard. You know what I mean? Because it was causing tension between gangbangers because they was having girlfriends and stabbing each other over the, certain real gangsters was having they bitch on the yard. So they had, I know at a certain point they got them all off the yard. You can't come to the main line with that. But it's still sneak stuff that goes on.
Right.
But it's all those drop the soap, hit them in the shot. That don't happen no more. That ain't really how they play ball. I think, you know what I mean? It's so many. Because now, just remember that we living in the era of the homo thug, though.
Right.
So how much easier is it? You don't got to rape them in the shower no more. You might find somebody who just a homo thug and y'all just sell up together and act like gangsters during the day.
Listen, I assume that the large majority of gay sex in prison, everyone's cool with it,
Nah.
No, I'm saying that the vast majority is not rape. The majority of sex is consensual in prison.
For sure, I guess.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, for sure.
Whole lot easier to find a guy that wants to fuck you than to knock him out and try to rape him. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
That shit.
You know, listen, I remember 1090 Jake in our 2 interviews ago. He told me one of the most graphic stories I ever heard. He was saying how there was a situation where a bunch of dudes, I guess, were in a holding cell on their way to something else. And one of the dudes, like a young dude who had just gotten there, went to the bathroom to take a shit. One of the older inmates burst into the stall with a knife and said, "Bend over, don't even wipe, or else I'll stab you."
Damn. He was that thirsty for the shit. Ugh. I don't know. I like I said, it's different states though.
That was Florida.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, it's still going on. It's still going on, bro. It's just like, I know in California, and now let me just break it down today. In California, I know it's calmed down. I feel like all over the world it's calmed down with that rape shit. But I didn't see a motherfucker shoot off down the tier with blood coming out his drawers. Soon as they do cell unlock, and you can hear him screaming on the tier all night. Like, I ain't saying it don't happen. It's just, it don't happen as much as those people used to. Like, I know I have stories with certain OGs and they like, man, it used to be just like disrespect. We might knock a nigga out and dig in his booty and scrape him so he could hurt when he come out. Like, we put his finger in his butt and then scrape it.
Rico
So
Reckless did a whole
up,
thing. Remember that one video? You know what I'm talking about? Where he's talking about it in Chicago. What do they call it?
Glock Duke. I mean, where they
where they knock him out, and they pull his pants down and spit in his ass.
Rico Reckless did somebody like that?
No. He said he saw it.
Oh, okay.
He said he saw it happen.
That's borderline Chester activities
It
right
is Chester
there,
activity.
bro.
He didn't say he did it.
Okay.
But yeah, like, this is some twisted ass shit. Yeah, I mean, this is some really disgusting, really evil type shit. I mean, but even getting it done is horrific, but actually doing it, like, you really...
That's crazy.
Spread open a man's butt cheeks and spit in his ass? Like, what the fuck? Like, what went wrong in your life to get you to this point?
Well, I knocked a nigga out pissed on him before in jail.
Really?
Yeah.
So you knocked him out,
yeah.
then you just peed on
I
him.
had to piss anyway. So so what happened, I'm in the cell and I was talking to my wife, but I lay down and it's a dude standing over me with his boxers on. We in the holding cell though, but he like a J-Cat. He keep taking off his clothes. But mind you, I've been in jail for 2 years already. 2.5, 3 years already. This when they transferred me to Vegas. So I'm like, hey man, stop taking your clothes off over here. Like, bro, what the fuck are you taking your clothes off in this cell? So now I went back to sleep in the holding cell. I wake back up. He got his boxers on again. I just go for it. I end up knocking him out. Boom, boom, boom. He go to sleep by the toilet. Mind you, you know when you sleep, you been holding piss already, you just sleep. You know what I mean? I had to piss. I'm like, fuck it. I piss on him all at the toilet. They didn't even send me to the hole for knocking him out. They sent me to the hole for peeing on him. They like, bro, why did you have to do that? I'm like, man, fuck, cuz nigga standing over me with that gay shit, nigga.
Did you ever see him again?
Nah. I was in the hole till I got released.
That would have been awkward.
Yeah, I was in the hole for like 30 days. Then they released me back to the streets from the hole, so I never even hit no floor.
Well, what do you think about Wack100 and some of the Nipsey comments? He was talking about a tape that he's seen before.
Yeah, see, but then he never really came out and said that publicly until Hassan Campbell did the bullshit.
Right.
So it wasn't
Hassan kind of put him on blast with a recorded phone call.
And then he had to stand on business about what he said because he did say it.
He did say it. And look, I was sent a photo of Nipsey engaged in something which I will never put out.
Yeah.
Right? And that's his personal business.
Yeah.
And, you know, based on what Wack is talking, and this is what I mean, like with Wack, a lot of the stuff he says
ain't really
comes out as true.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
But
so what I'm saying is I didn't see the video that Wack is talking about, but I do have a photo that someone sent me. And it's definitely
could be.
It's Nipsey in the photo, and I'm not going to go into any more details with that.
Yeah.
You know, if you want, I'll show you the photo afterwards.
Yeah, I think I have to see the photo now that you spoke on it because
I
only because of me not being able to prove Wack right or wrong.
I'll show you the photo
Yeah.
afterwards, and to Nipsey's family, his friends, his fans, whatever else, just know that I'm never gonna put it out.
And I'm not finna talk about it.
Yeah.
So you can't even get another snippet of that shit up out of me.
Exactly. So you know, and that's the thing of it. But everyone has their private lives, and everyone, you know, likes what they like, and there's nothing wrong with that. And their private lives should stay private. But unfortunately, when you're famous, things spill out.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, especially after you pass, and people want to, you know, get a little bit of shine off of their relationship with you in various ways. Stuff like this happens, and you know, but Wack gets a lot of grief over this. But what I'm saying is a lot of stuff he says actually ends up being true.
No, I understand that, but then, okay, the video, right? It never said that it was man on man having sexual intercourse. It's like a train was ran.
Yes.
That's from the narrative, whatever they put out, because I've never seen it. Okay, he goes back and kisses the woman afterwards.
Yes.
You was just in some freaky ass shit. You just was doing. It's not like you did nothing that was considered to be gay. Because it's like, okay, who ain't G'd a girl with a homie before? I ain't gonna kiss her, right? The procedure afterwards, if you kiss her an hour later, you know what I mean? Or the next day, you still kissing a pipe piper.
It's a little different.
It's way different. No, what I'm saying is, it's just
an
like
hour later, and right when it happens.
Yeah, right when it happens is crazy.
I gotta call it for what it is.
Okay, what about the cocaine uses or Molly usage? Like, your nigga could have been off of intense drugs. Like, that's why I'm like, I ain't saying Nip was on cocaine or nothing like that, but what if motherfucker was on drugs? I've seen nastier. I've seen way more foul shit. I'm telling you, I've seen 4 niggas smack and 1 nigga eat the pussy. Like, yo, you know we all just went there, dude.
Can't be me.
Yeah, I'm not saying it could, but I'm just saying I've seen some crazy shit in my life.
Can't be me.
Yeah.
Can't be me. But I'll show you the photo afterwards.
Yeah. But even,
you know, and like the female that's in the photo, I spoke to her, you know, through DMs. I just let her know, like, listen, I just want to let you know this photo's out here. I'm not going to put it out.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, oh, you're lying. So I sent her a little piece of her face in the photo and say, I'm not lying, and I'm not trying to get anything out of you.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know. I would want to know if there was a photo of
me floating around. Yeah.
So I'm just doing you a solid to let you know, but I will never put it out. I have respect for Nipsey. I've interviewed him before. I've run into him before. We've had conversations.
Yeah.
You know, I have nothing bad to say about Nipsey ever.
Yeah.
And, you know, but people have their personal lives, and, you know, it doesn't always align with what you think that person's personal life should be. And that's okay, because it shouldn't be, you know?
But see, I know my homeboy, too. And I know his relationships with certain females. So it's like, I really know cuz. So it's like certain shit you can't, I was like when they heard about it, I'm like, shit, maybe. Like, because I think I know what female you talk about, but I'm like, cuz, hey, I know my boy.
Yeah.
A wild man.
Nothing wrong with that, man. People are into what they're into, man, especially, and your relationship with one woman is going to be different than your relationship with another woman.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And this
sure,
is not
sure.
Lauren London, by the way, in the
I
photo.
know,
So let me just clear that up. Lauren London is not in this photo, and is probably not in the video, which I've never seen.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? This is, you know, you have different ways that you function depending on who you function with. And that's just being a man, and that's being a woman as well, and so forth. And everyone should be allowed to express themselves however they want to do, especially in private.
Yeah, because my whole thing is what he did to me, what they accusing him of, it's people out here like, I don't think that men should be out here getting their ass licked on the routine. You get what I'm saying? But that's just me. It's Adam, he loves it. Yeah. He loves a good hop tour in his but I don't agree with it. But it's like, it's not a man doing it. So I guess I gotta be cool with it, you know what I'm saying? But
Well, you don't
I
have
don't
to be
think
cool
that,
with it, but,
no, I'm saying
you know.
cool with my homeboys.
Yeah,
because
that's the
when I
intent.
tried to be judgmental one time, and I found out that it was more people in the room that got their ass ate opposed to the people who haven't, and I'm like, oh, it was gangsters and all. I'm like, oh, and I'm like, oh.
Man, listen, sexuality is so fluid. Yeah, like I remember last time I was on Math Hoffa's show, My Expert Opinion. I didn't even know we were recording when I was talking about this, but you know, I didn't care. I'm like, just let it fly. I'm not tripping. I was talking about how the first movie I've ever seen when I was in junior high had Ron Jeremy in it. This is the only time I've ever seen this in a movie. Ever. It was the first movie, the only time I've ever seen this. There was the scene where he basically sucks his own.
What?
Yeah.
That's
Ron
crazy.
Jeremy sucked his own.
Yeah,
right?
that's odd.
Yeah. And I was like, I didn't even know that was possible. And they were like, well, did you consider doing it? I'm like, well, I kind of thought about it, you know, but I couldn't do it. You know, because I don't have a stubby little body and this 12-inch penis.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? There has to be certain things that you're just born with to allow this. Stubby little body, extremely long penis, and yeah.
Oh, if you could suck your own penis, niggas would be sucking that's how they'll be jacking off. I don't give a what
this is
you
what
say.
I
It'll
said.
be a lot of
They're
niggas.
like, well, you considered it? Well, that's gay. I'm like, well, I didn't do it, but I didn't think about it. But I'm like, how's that gay? Is that gay? No. But if another man that's gay, yeah. But yourself off, that's not gay. So if you suck another man, that's gay. But if you suck your own, is that gay or is that not gay? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
You see what I'm saying? Like, listen, I'm never going to do it. I'm never going to do it because I can't do it.
But I'm getting what you.
But it's a, you know, you think about it, you're like,
I mean, the only
can you do
reason
this?
why you get a pass with that, Vlad, because I wouldn't think about it, but it's like, because it's almost impossible.
Right.
So you thinking about it and just be like trying to position yourself like, oh, fuck.
right. I'm like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
that's
But you're
the only
right.
way.
I think a lot of dudes, if they could do it, they might do that as opposed to using their hand.
No.
I
for
think
sure.
that would actually happen.
You know the boy cut his ribs off in order to do it.
Yeah, I've heard who is this?
Allegedly. What's his name? Marilyn Manson?
Yeah, I've heard these weird
Yeah, that
rumors.
was bullshit.
Yeah,
but
I'm not sure if it's true.
Us
right?
growing up, we just, that's what we
Yeah,
was
no,
told.
yeah,
and
you
we
hear-
was like,
you
oh,
hear
he cut his
weird-
rib
yeah.
cage off. They're like, damn.
Yeah,
what
but you
the
hear like
fuck?
when Richard Gere had to go to the hospital because he put a gerbil in his butt and they had to get it removed or something. Like, there's all types of weird Hollywood rumors and so forth, man.
I mean, experiments like that. Shit.
Yeah.
Everybody would be doing that.
Yeah,
I don't
man.
think, I can't say that I would, but
Yeah.
you can't suck your nigga. Like, what if you grew up and everybody that was deforming?
Yeah. Everyone's
Like,
just saying
nah,
one
bro,
thing.
just suck your own. You
Look,
ain't got to go out tonight. Like, what?
I know someone that worked for a major radio station, and he told me about they got a DVD of a major rapper from the 80s and 90s. And there was a video of a girl in with a strap on, right? I remember I brought this up to Jason Lee. He goes, well, that's not gay. I said, really? He goes, yeah, because it's a woman. It's a woman and a man, so that's not gay. And I'm like, well, that seems gay to me because you're simulating the act of gay sex. He goes, no. He goes, because I understand that he's just freaky. He's like, I'm not saying he's not freaky. He's freaky, but I don't consider that gay because it's with a woman.
Because
I'm like,
they say
well,
people.
listen, I'm never going to do it, but
What about
if
the
he
people
considers
that like
himself
fingers
straight,
in they from females?
there you go.
It's the same. Yeah,
I mean,
it's fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's different. I think I'd rather take a finger than a dildo, you know. But you know,
he
if I was given the choice,
he probably thought that too until he started taking them fingers and then turned
like,
into
I would
a
never need something
dildo.
bigger. You know, where does Diddy shop at? All right, we gotta go hit up that spot. Let's go get some baby oil.
Yeah, he got the bottles of baby oil, man. The extra glide KY, man.
The Astro Glide. That's what it is, man. Bricc Baby, your first repeat appearance on VladTV. You know, it won't be the last. Congratulations on everything you're doing, man, and wish you all the best.
Man, don't be late. It's the brick, not the trick. I appreciate you, Vlad, for having me back, man.
There you go. Until next time.
It is.
Peace.